wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Way at about 18 minutes from right now at the bottom of the hour, 6:30 local Central Time. Great to have you with us here on the grounds. A number of you have already filed into the stands, checking around the track. You've already your camping chair or lawn chair right up against the outside fence, getting ready to watch racing here this evening, and it's great to have you with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be having our pre-race ceremonies coming up at about 6:25 p.m. We'll be joined by Cheryl K. Ernest, our fair secretary. She will once again be our mistress of ceremonies for the grandstand for the proceedings here this evening. Speaking of which, a reminder, pick a winner tonight, $5. We will draw for $5 after each and every one of our 11 races here tonight. So when you buy your track program, make sure you've got the entry form to play Pick a Winner. A lot of fun. Couple of very special memorial races here this evening. You will find memorial tributes that are published inside the track program here this evening, as we will be working our way through the card, and we will be remembering Donna Allison this evening. We will also have the Steve Dooley Memorial, the Bill Finn Memorial as well here tonight. And thanks to those families and also to our extended family of sponsors for racing here at the fair. Good to see John Johnson. He is our audio engineer once again this year at the Jasper County Fair. We appreciate his help. It's been a warm one for sure. It was 91 degrees at post time for the first race last night.
All right, David, we'll pitch in here. We will talk about a few things here while they're taking care of some preliminary things over there. We need you to like and subscribe us. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. That's really easy, folks. You can find the subscribe button just under the screen on the right-hand side, I believe. And so we wish you would do that. We could ask you to send us some pictures via the backstretch via the YouTube channel, or you can do that via email, harnestube@gmail.com, or by text messaging 312-772-5122. I don't have it here tonight, but I just want this up front. We do not want pictures of people lounging by the pool while we're out here sweating our butts off to bring you this broadcast.
Unless you're inviting us over, maybe.
Yes, if you're in the local area and you're up for visitors and you're going to provide beverages and food.
If I can cannonball in your pool at 10:30 tonight, we're game.
We're game. So just to let you know about that, we love to see those things happen and come to us as far as that's concerned. But
Harrison's in the chat already. Hey, Harrison. Love you, bud. Sorry, I just had to put that in there.
And with that, we'll take another quick break before we get started here.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-1233. 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Yesterday evening, we went digging through the record books to see when the last time was we had a post-time temperature of 90 degrees or higher at the Jasper County Fair. And again, we will tell you about the results of that research a little bit later on here this evening. So right now, it is currently 13 minutes until post for the first race. Let's go ahead and give you an early look at the program changes. No scratches to report. So you pick a winner, players. As it stands right now, as of 6:17 p.m., no scratches to report. But we do have some driver changes. Beginning of the first race, in the opener, the driver of number 3, No Flies on Me, will be Archie Buford. That's the first race. Number 3, No Flies on Me, Archie Buford will be the driver. No changes in race 2. Third race, the driver of the 5, Go, Go, Go Chrome, Archie Buford. That's the third race, number 5, Go, Go, Go Chrome, Archie Buford, the driver. Fourth race, the driver of the 1, Dooleyville Refill, Harold Finn Jr. Trainer Harold Finn Jr. also will drive number 1, Dooleyville Refill. Race 5. And our thanks to the track crew, by the way, doing their usual great job conditioning this half-mile racetrack. In race 5, the driver of the 2, Smile Eraser, Travis Seekman. That's in race 5, number 2, Smile Eraser, Travis Seekman, your driver. Driver of the 5, April Sunlight, IYQ, Demarius Wakefield. That's race 5, number 5, April Sunlight, IYQ, Demarius Wakefield will drive. Sixth race, the driver of the 1, Calico Sunset, Demarius Wakefield. That's race 6, number 1, Calico Sunset, Demarius Wakefield is the driver. Number 4, Fox Valley Canasta, make the driver Archie Buford. That's race 6, number 4, Fox Valley Canasta, make the driver Archie Buford. No changes in race 7, no changes in race 8. We turn to race 9. In the 9th race, again in the 9th race, the driver of number 3, Whiskey Lullaby, Travis Seekman. Thank you, Mr. DeRoos. Good to see you. 9th race, the driver of number 3, Whiskey Lullaby, Travis Seekman. And the driver of the 5, Lucky Jade, Isaac Love. That's the 9th race, number 5, Lucky Jade, the driver, Isaac Love. No changes in the 10th race. In the 11th and final event, the driver of the 4, Apple Delicacy, will be Archie Buford. That's the 11th and final race, number 4, Apple Delicacy, the driver, Archie Buford. So those are the current program changes, and again, no scratches, at least not at this time. So pick a winner, players, no scratches to report at this time. Currently about 9 minutes from post time. We'll be back with more in just a moment, and again, our pre-race ceremonies will be coming up shortly.
All right, David, if you want to go ahead and talk about some of the items coming up here, if you want to talk about the donors or whatever, I'm going to try to change our race cards so that everything is looking good there.
You're just giving me the donor slide to work with, huh? That's fine. No, we want to.
Donor slide, and then I'll.
You're fine. I was trying to see from the glare, but we want to thank all of our donors. Everyone's been so supportive. Just today, I was able to step over to the barn area for a little bit and was able to receive another donation. Somebody walked up and handed me cash and expressed their appreciation for what we do. And we just welcome anybody else. If you'd like it to donate to help keep Harness Tube free, you can send us a check or give us cash or Venmo or PayPal, whatever. Get a hold of us some way and we can get you the information. But we thank all of our generous donors so far who have sent in a donation, whether it be from the campaign this spring or around the fairs this summer. We wouldn't be able to do it without you.
Absolutely, and we do appreciate all of those donations. And then, David, our race schedule is up there for you.
Yeah, for sure. And we have 18 days left or so. I'd have to count them all up. But we have quite a card this year. We scheduled 26 races, I think is what the number ended up being. With some rainouts and whatnot, we're gonna get some different shuffling them around. But you can see our schedule there. We're gonna hit up a bunch of places, our favorites that we've been in the past. We're gonna add a couple new ones we want to try to out this year. But we have a packed schedule, and we're excited to bring them all to you.
All right.
Harrison's got a question in the chat. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen here. He's wondering what's the hottest it's been while we've been live streaming. Do you remember since the last 3 years, maybe 90? Is this it? 94? Is it today's high? 94?
I don't know. It was pretty hot at Farmer City.
Yeah, I was out in the sun.
You were out in the sun on that
That's
one.
a loaded question, Harrison. I wish I could give you a straight answer, but today's probably the hottest temperature, but it depends on.
Yesterday.
You're
it's
right.
Cooler today.
You're right. Excuse me. but it depends on where we're sitting, if we have shade or breeze or whatnot. It really helps out. So, good question, Harrison. Love you following along, bud. Thanks for getting some engagement going for us.
And I see, so you've got some of the driver changes already on, like Harold Finn Jr. is already.
The ones that I knew about, I try to take care of. Yeah.
He takes care of me.
I do what I can.
Right.
Where's the button for this? I'll leave you alone if I could do. Oh, you have the same mouse. Sorry.
Okay.
You're good.
What I can do is I'll go to commercial here real quick.
That'll work too.
Do you like to watch horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel?
Yeah.
Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023.
Hey, I need to try this out.
You can watch it at your son's ball game. Let's go, son! You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping.
Yay, my horse won. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1 second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
David, I had the mic volume down. I'm sorry, I gave it to you, and I didn't give it to you.
Oh, I don't even know what I said now.
Okay, but start all over. They don't know that you didn't say what you didn't say.
I don't know what I said. It's the problem.
Well, start.
It was going so good. Now I don't know where it was at.
I'm sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. We welcome you out to come out tonight to the Jasper County Fair Newton races. We have, what was it? We say 12 races, 11 races tonight, featuring the ISA, Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old divisions, as well as the top line contest here in Newton. Today's first race, we're going to handicap that real quick. Everyone in the harness tube team went 3-4-5 in this race, using No Flies on Me on top out of Jamaica's barn. I wish Jamaica was driving tonight. He's only 4 wins away from 1,000 lifetime, but I guess maybe he wanted to take a break, a well-deserved break, putting Archie up. Archie, a very capable driver himself, getting a win for Radel yesterday. So we're using 3 on top. Our second choice going to the Seekman Stables, Do Better Des. Love that name. Probably Denny's fault if I had to guess, but that horse has been showing some quick off the gate and being able to control some miles and finished in second 2 times now. Obviously getting better, putting some nice starts in there. The horse has a good foundation. Our third choice, we went to Fox Valley Pleasure. That horse is owned by one of our fans, Aaron Martin. He's a generational horseman. Started driving recently. We wish him success, but this is his little 2-year-old Billy Trotter he bought. He's got Aunt Darla driving and training this thing as our third choice in today's first race. So we went 3-4-5, but our reigning champion guest picker, H. Finn from over there in the barn, he went a little different direction. He went 4-3-5, so he put the Seekman horse on top. Then he went to No Flies on Me out of Jamaica's barn and used Darla third.
All right. Thank you, David, for doing that again. And
you're good.
You did just a wonderful job, just like you did the first time you did it without the microphone on. So
we can say whatever we want if no one heard the original one, can't we?
Yeah. And so with that, as we get ready to go here racing, we are waiting for an ambulance to come around today.
Yep.
We finished last night with no ambulance because of an accident. We pray everything was okay there, as both ambulances in town got taken out, and we can't do that because of safety issues. We need someone here in case something happens, and we've been at a couple places where we've had things happen.
I'm just getting some news over the air. Sorry, I was.
Oh, okay. Do I need?
I don't think Wyatt's making it today. He said Wyatt hasn't missed a day driving, hasn't missed a card driving the Jasper County Fair since 2022 or something, and he's going to miss tonight from coming back from Oak Grove. So there might be some changes coming along there.
Well, I think most of those have kind of already happened.
Oh, right, and Lane's already on that one. So,
yeah.
Well, what were you saying when I was taking my headphones off and not paying attention to you? Sorry about that.
You know what? I forgot.
See, it's fine. We move on anyway.
We move on.
I'm 38.
I know Kurt is filling here, and so they're going to go ahead and do the pre-race ceremony. So we'll.
And it's funny because we spent all morning kind of coming up with our. Is she up or down?
She won't be on mic.
Perfect. That's right. We were talking about our pace and our cadence for tonight and how we were going to get our slides all fit in. But we were planning on Scott Beal announcing, so we're kind of having to rework some things over here. But we're making the best with what we got.
It works.
It works. Sun's starting to go down. Breeze is still blowing through the grandstand here.
Okay.
Giving out some awards, are we? National Anthem time.
All right.
We'll be right back.
job by the young lady doing the Star Spangled Banner here. Sorry we weren't plugged into that part of the sound system, as we had one slot to fill in, and that's it.
We had a choice. We could pick one mic or the other, but not both, so we took Kurt.
Yep. And so good to see Kurt Becker here. Going to give him a hard time. He was down. He's been in Mexico City the last week before last.
Kurt lives a crazy life.
He was at Pocono this last week, and he got to be in the booth, I know, on Sunday on the MRN broadcast. And Kurt Becker, multi-talented announcer.
And you know what? While we were just going on the pre-show there, I was commenting, Kurt is so good in socially this. No one knows what he did, but as the water truck was coming in front of the grandstand, he stopped the announcement he was saying, and he announced how good of a job that the track crew was doing, because he knew that maybe the grandstand couldn't hear that. It was still appreciative of the track crew, but they weren't missing any driver's change or any kind of loud, because it's so hard to hear over the track equipment when they're driving by the echoey grandstand. So Kurt is a consummate professional. He is seamless. He's a magician on the microphone.
Is on the grounds with the crew, so we're ready to go. First race starters are out. First of our 11 races, and a reminder, we are playing Pick-A-Winner in the grandstand. Cheryl Kay will be our MC for the Pick-A-Winner drawings, $5 after each and every race. Should have received an entry form with your track program. Great to have you with us, and again, good to have our friends at Harness Tube joining us here once again this evening at the Jasper County Fair. Avapco Midwest brings you race 1 tonight, the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly trot for a purse of just over $2,600. A reminder, the driver of No Flies on Me is Archie Buford. They head to the starting gate. Number 1, Approaching Anawan, owned, trained, and driven by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. Tough Class, owned, trained, and driven by of Vardaman, Mississippi. Number 3, No Flies on Me, owned by Jamaica Patton of Rochester, by the D&J Racing Stables of Duncan and Jacqueline McLean of Terry, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton. Contrary to the program, the driver is Archie Buford. Number 4, Do Better Des, owned by Dennis Gardner of West Salem, and owned also by trainer Desiree Seekman of Gaston. Travis Seekman is in the bike. And number 5, Fox Valley Pleasure, owned by Aaron Martin of Marion, trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman. These 5 2-year-old filly trotters approaching the starting gate over on the back straightaway. Stacy DeRoos is our starter, and Aaron DeRoos is at the steering wheel as they pick up the field and start to guide them off the end of the backstretch over to the north turn. Jasper County Fair, 154 editions strong, and harness racing has been a featured portion of most, if not all, of those Jasper County fairs. And of course, harness racing with such strong and deep roots in this part of the state. Folks, it's great to have you with us. Thanks for sharing your Tuesday night with us here at the fair. Field working their way around the turn. A reminder, when a horse breaks stride, that is not a reason for a recall. If there's interference, if there's broken equipment, if a horse scores out of position, yes. But a horse breaking stride, that is not one of the conditions specified for a recall. That means Approaching Anawan's going to have to make up about a 10 to 12 length deficit as they come down for the start. Likewise, Fox Valley Pleasure is off stride and will lose about 10 to 15 lengths to the other 3, which are often trotting. Away they go, and we're underway with the Avapco Midwest race to get us started at the Jasper County Fair on this Tuesday night. And it's side by side for the lead. No Flies on Me to the outside, and Tough Class there to the inside, as No Flies on Me starts to move up and takes a narrow lead and has the advantage by 3/4 of a length. Tough Class is racing in second by 3 lengths. Do Better Des is trotting along comfortably in third. Then a gap of 25 more lengths back to Fox Valley Pleasure, who's off stride in fourth. Likewise off stride, Approaching Anawan is last of the 5 as the leader has just gone by the red and white quarter-mile marker at the end of the back straightaway and heads toward the north end of the course. 33 seconds is the time for the opening quarter. Mr. Mark Kingery, Mr. Jason Kennedy, our timers here this evening at the Jasper County Fair. Thank you, gentlemen. And after 3/8 of a mile, No Flies on Me is your leader. No Flies on Me has opened up on a 4-length lead. Now it's side by side for the second position. Do Better Des comes to the outside to challenge Tough Class, and they're both beginning to bear down on No Flies on Me. There's still 1 lap to go here in the Avapco Midwest race for 2-year-old trotting fillies. No Flies on Me is the leader by 3 3/4 of a length as they head back to the south end of the track. Do Better Des is second, a lane off the inside, racing around that south turn. 106 for the first half mile. 106. Tough Class is still close, but has given up a position, drops back into third, 3.5 to 4 lengths from the front, and there's a gap of better than 25 more lengths back to the two trailers. First-time starter Fox Valley Pleasure and approaching Anna One. At the 3/4. No Flies on Me is the leader. No Flies on Me, a 1/4 mile to go here, leads the field past the stable area around the final turn, leads at a length and a half as Do Better Des goes second by 5 lengths, and Tough Class races along in third. 1:38 the time at the 3/4, 1 minute 38 seconds, and here comes Do Better Des, and the challenge is on for the lead and for the win in the opener tonight at the Jasper County Fair. No Flies on Me to the inside, and Do Better Des coming on for the outside. There's still a half length separating these two. They stride for the finish. This will be close. Who will it be? No Flies on Me hangs on by a long neck. No Flies on Me, your winner. Do Better Des was home second. Then there was a margin of about 18 more lengths back to Tough Class in third position. And a heads up, there are still a pair of trotters that are over on the north turn concluding their mile. They've got about 1/8 of a mile to go. So heads up in the home stretch. You've still got 2 of these 2-year-old trotters that are in the process of coming down the home stretch. So beware. Time for the mile? 2:10. 2 minutes, 10 seconds flat in the Evapco Midwest race, and it will be Fox Valley Pleasure finishing 4th, and approaching Anawan will be 5th.
Well, David, we'll pull our mics up here till he gets ready to go in. But 3-4-2 on the finish.
If Jamaica's listening, you're never going to get to 1,000 if you keep giving these wins away, dude. What the heck? That's twice now in the last 2 nights. Although maybe he's saving it for when Tina's around or somebody back closer to home, something, right? No, good race. Congratulations to all the winning connections. No Flies on Me, Archie Buford, Jamaica Patton, for owner Jamaica Patton, and D&J Racing Stables, Terry, Mississippi.
And because we all picked alike, guess what?
Except for the reigning champ. He's going to take a hit on this one.
Yeah, he's going to get 2 points on that, isn't he?
Yep. So we're going to jump out to a deficit for old closer H.
Yeah, we all need that after he kicked our hind end last night.
Our thanks to our friends at Evapco Midwest. You can visit them online. It's fun to keep up with their because Evapco is quite often advertising that they are hiring for welders and mechanics. So keep that in mind, folks. Evapco Midwest, a major employer based. Well, in front of the grandstand, here's the winner of the first race, winning the Evapco blanket. How about a hand for number 3, No Flies on Me? The winning 2-year-old trotter is owned and trained by Jamaica Patton of Rochester, Illinois, and the D&J Racing Stables of Duncan and Jacqueline McLean of Terry, Mississippi. The driver is Archie Buford. 2 wins in 4 starts now for this 2-year-old who comes in off a victory last Saturday on the big 1-mile track at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, which is where he is based. He trains at the State Fairgrounds at Springfield. Archie Buford, a native of Mississippi, wearing those orange and green colors here this evening. 2:10 flat, the time for the mile. Congratulations also to the breeders, Mary Lee Jeffers, the late Mary Lee Jeffers, and Adele Jeffers Everett. New Balance, the sire of this filly, out of I'm a High Flyer by High Falls. Archie Buford, your winning driver. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for the first race. Approaching Anawan, finished 5. S was 3rd. No Flies on Me, the winner. Do Better Des was the runner-up, and Fox Valley Pleasure finished 4th. They got the opening quarter in 33 seconds flat. They got the first half mile in 106. 3/4 in 138 flat, and the mile in 2:10. Reached down 5:31.24, and again 33 at the quarter, 106 at the half, 138 at the 3/4, the mile in 2:10. Second race coming up, brought to you by the Jasper County Coon Hunters Club. There are no changes in race 2. It's time to play Pick a Winner. Let's go. Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
A tough class.
All right, David, you got some things there for us while we...
Sure do. I wanted to go ahead and, looking back at that first race, we didn't mention it. We got cut short on time there, but that 2-horse tough class, there's a story there. That horse, if you look over at the breeder, was the late, great Tom Shin and his sister Leanne. They sent that horse to Jerry Mims down in Bartman, Mississippi. But the story behind that horse was when that horse was foaled, her mom passed away and milked her for about 6 hours and finally had to give up. And so actually Ed Teefee had a mare that lost its foal that year, and Ed Teefee's mare nursed that tough class horse to health and got it raised up and weaned, and they brought it back down here to Newton, and they named it Tough Class because Leanne herself was a teacher by trade, and she taught math, and they always said that math was a tough class. You got it. And the other horse they raised the same year was named Class Clown, named after Tom, because Tom was always the class clown. So I thought I'd share that while we're here in Newton, celebrating the shins and the fins for that matter. But I thought I'd share that little tidbit I'd pass along.
And we're
I heard that, yeah. Why it's here is the news.
Yep. Let's advertise with us, folks. We could use some advertisers as far as this goes. As as I say, it costs us to come down. You can do that. You can help us out in several ways, okay? Not just financially. First of all, you can help us by either donating or by advertising either the banner ads that we have, like you've seen here with some of the advertisers, or a 30-second ad. You can do those, but you can help us out a lot by helping us out by sending chats.
Absolutely. Content and engagement are so valuable in this game, as we're finding out. And so I'm going to challenge all the horsemen. As Steve always says, if you're not traveling to the fairs, you're saving some money, and if you pass that along to us, we'd sure appreciate it. So we're going to charge you, all you horsemen listen, we're going to charge you either a donation, or if you don't feel like donating monetarily, we would welcome any kind of story in the chat. Throw your picks in the chat. Engage with us. All those things help the algorithm. It helps other fans see your picks, and everyone has a better time when we're all kind of together. So I challenge every horseman listening, if you have access to the chat or my telephone number or email, send in some stories, some pictures, some pics, what have you.
Okay, yeah, we would love for you to do that as we're getting ready for race 2 here. Let's take a look at the handicapping, David, to see how things went out here. Sure.
Race 2, the second division of the 2-year-old filly trot for the ISA. I went 2-3-1 in this, going to Fox Valley Cassidy on top. She's 2 for 3. That's a nice way to start a young 2-year-old career. Young Marcus Detlar does a fine job with her, especially at these county fairs. I'm using him on top. My second choice down to the 3. Lil Kell, Denny Gardner owns for Desiree and Travis Seekman, trained and driven. And my third choice sounds like a broken record, but it's Darla on top with GJ's Moxie Star. Darla with a trotter at a county fair. It's usually pretty safe to use somewhere in my trifecta. Looking over at H's pick, he went a little different direction. He went 3-2-1, so just kind of mixed up using Lil. He likes Travis. He used Travis both the last 2 races on top. But where did the Surratts go in today's second race?
Well, Lisa copied you, 2-3-1.
She's learning.
And, yeah, I went with 3-1-2. I went more with what Harold went with. with the 3 horse, but I flip-flopped my 1 and 2 there. Liking Travis Seekman and that horse, I think that they've got a winner on their hands.
So there will be separation. We're all different here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Until the 4 horse comes up and blows the whole thing up and messes up all of our point systems, but we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll go back over to the track.
Also, to our friends at Weber Heap Airs and Green PC, the staff at Wolf Eye Care, we appreciate them as well. Also, Hill Spreading, Four Pings Trucking, Berkey's Farm Store Incorporated. Absolutely. The horses are on the track for race 2. Night County Fair. Race 2, the Illinois Standardbred Association, second division of the 2-year-old filly trot with a purse of $2,610. And this race brought to you by Jasper County Coon Hunters Club. No changes in race 2. Number 1 is GJ's Moxie Star, owned by Glenn Ray Jess of Arthur, trained by Darla Martin Lohman, and she is in the bike. 2 is Fox Valley Cassidy, owned by Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained and driven by Marcus Detweiler. 3 is Lil Kell, owned by Dennis Gardner of West Salem. Desiree Seekman, the trainer, and Travis. And 4 is Daphne Durango, owned by Dr. Stephen Rennert of Hamilton, trained by Jill Brown, and the driver is Chris Brown. At the post, gates rolling, top of the stretch, ready to go here in race 2 at the Jasper County Fair. One winner in the lineup in race 2. That's number 2, Fox Valley Cassidy. She's already won 2 of her 3 career starts. Let's see if she can add another victory. They are off and trotting, and there goes Fox Valley Cassidy right out for the early lead, and she will have the advantage by almost a full length as they head down into the south turn. Now she clears with the lead by a length and a half and slides down to the inside lane as they swing around the turn with GJ's Moxie Star going in the second position. Daphne Durango is in third, and Lil Kell is fourth and racing about 6 lengths off the lead as they head up the back stretch. The leader is Fox Valley Cassidy. Now there goes Lil Kell moving from last. She goes from fourth to third, and now up to challenge for second. In fact, Lil Kell is rolling right on from the outside and is up to challenge Fox Valley Cassidy, and now takes the lead away from her as they head to the north end. 35 and 3 for the first quarter mile, 35 and 3/5 seconds. It is Lil Kell who has cleared with the lead. She's on top after 3/8 of a mile with a widening 3-length margin. Fox Valley Cassidy, though, is content just to travel along in the second position. And a gap of nearly 3 more lengths back to DJ's Moxie Star, and Daphne Durango is last of the 4. Single file formation halfway home here in race 2, the Jasper County Coon Hunters Club race for 2-year-old trotting fillies in the Illinois Standardbred Association Series. Lil Kell, the leader. Lil Kell leads it by nearly 2 lengths back to Fox Valley Cassidy. 109 and 3 for the first half mile. 109 and 3/5 seconds. GJ's Moxie Star is racing in third, and Daphne Durango is fourth. So these trotting fillies all move off the south turn and onto the back stretch after 5/8 of a mile, and Lil Kell is the leader. Lil Kell shows the way for Michigan native Travis Seekman, who is in the race bike here, but about to face a challenge. Fox Valley Cassidy is closing that gap, folks. There's a quarter mile to go. Top two separated by a length and a half. Then a gap of 3 to GJ's Moxie Star and Daphne Durango. 1:43 the time at the 3/4, 1:43, just over an eighth of a mile to go. Lil Kell is the leader. Now Lil Kell's hanging tough. She's got the lead by 2. Now here comes Fox Valley Cassidy. Now she's taking aim. Marcus Detweiler says, come on girl, it's time to go. And Fox Valley Cassidy draws right alongside of Lil Kell. Another good driving finish here to start things off this evening, and it's going to be close once again at the wire. Fox Valley Cassidy wins it by a neck. Cassidy wins it by a neck over Lil Kell in second, then a gap of about 8 more lengths back to GJ's Moxie Star and Daphne Durango. 2:14 and 4 was the time for the mile. 2:14 and 4/5. Fox Valley Cassidy, number 2, your unofficial winner.
All right, David, we'll come back up here for a moment.
Another exciting
really
race.
And
Love
David
the finish.
Gets a trifecta there. 18 points for him and Lisa both. And they don't even pick together.
It feels good to be back on my throne.
I can see it now for all the crap.
Wait, that sounded horrible, didn't it? There's a poop joke there somewhere.
The throne and case. We don't want to go down that avenue.
No, not right now.
But no, I'm just getting payback from all the talk that I did for the last couple of nights.
Yeah, see, it's all fair game, right? We're talking about the horsemen on the track having fun, a little sportsmanship. We saw last night local Jared Finn do a whip drag across the wire. You know, it's all in good fun. Everyone's having a good time in a friendly competition.
It is a friendly competition. As we got that race finished there, and what a great
Well,
race.
you noticed that Marcus Detweiler,
Absolutely.
despite his relative youth at 19 years of age, he had enough confidence in Fox Valley Cassidy. He did not move her to the outside to make a bid for the lead and for the win until after they got off of that final turn. He let her save as much ground as she could until they got to the top of the home stretch. And give credit to Lil Kell, who was a stubborn in that final eighth of a mile. Fox Valley Cassidy does get home in front in 2:14 and 4/5. The owner is Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, and his son Marcus both trains and drives. The winning filly, 2-year-old by Southwind Chrome from the first crop by that sire, which stands at Walker Standardbreds in Sherman. And of course, the Walker family bred this winning filly in the name of their Fox Valley Standardbreds. New lifetime record by a fifth of a second for this filly, 2:14 and 4. A filly who no doubt is being pointed toward the Illinois State Fair Colt Stakes coming up in August at Springfield, and also the stakes at the DuQuoin State Fair at the end of August as well. She just keeps piecing together the wins, and she wins the Jasper County Coon Hunters Club race. How about a hand for Fox Valley Cassidy? Woo. Good to have Madeline Rao and Jordan McClure and Jillian Brent, our Queen, Junior Miss, and preteen respectively, whom we heard from earlier this evening in the grandstand. The Jasper County Coon Hunters Club, an organization that is a wonderful group in terms of getting people familiar with licensing and with seasonal restrictions, competitions, events, very actively involved in the community, and they are an annual sponsor of a blanket at the Jasper County Fair harness races, and we appreciate that. Marcus Detweiler, a well-timed drive, young man. Congratulations. Our presiding judge says we are official. Here's the full field rundown for race 2. GJ's Moxie Star finished third. Fox Valley Cassidy, the winner. Lil Kell, the runner-up, and Daphne Durango was fourth. The opening quarter, 35 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile, 1:09 and 3. 3/4, 1:43 flat, and the time for the mile, 2:14 and 4. That second race reads down 3-1-2-4 And again, 35-3 at the quarter, 109-3 at the half, 143 flat at the 3 quarters. The mile, 2 minutes, 14 and 4/5 seconds. Third race coming up. Driver of the 5, Go 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 Chrome, Archie Buford will be the driver. Time to play. Pick a winner. Cheryl?
Okay, David, as we go here, we've just got some banner ads running up here as we get this going here in the second part. And just another really good race. And was that Travis warming up? Yeah, it looks like he's warming a horse up.
There's Wyatt over there, yeah.
Wyatt,
great race. Congratulations to Marcus and Travis both. That was a, say scratch that one? Scratch the 3. Yeah, great race. Congratulations to Marcus. Travis looked nice in that mile too. But as Kurt said, Marcus did a very nice job letting that horse come and cover him up. He was confident in his own horse. Pretty cool drive by a young man. Congratulations to the Connections. I did something, Steve, while I was over here.
Oh, really?
I did something.
What'd you do?
I'm in the chat. I'm trying to figure out how to do this, and we put out a poll.
Uh-huh.
So there's a poll in the chat if you're following along asking who do you think is going to be the points champion for the night between David, Steve, Lisa, and Harold. And it looks like right now I'm 75%. So
you're 75%
of the votes coming in.
Now, can you vote multiple times there?
I'm not sure how this works. To be quite honest, I'm clicking around on my screen.
I'm saying those boys of yours sitting at home. And
Harrison voted 6 times or something?
Yeah.
That's why you have kids, to do all your dirty work, right?
Oh, wow. Somebody vote for myself or Lisa.
Those are pity points now. But, yeah, jump in the chats. We'll see if that the poll works or not. I thought we'd try something new out. But don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right. We do appreciate that. And we'll get this times off of there. But let's talk about race number 3 as we move right along here, David. Got a scratch, and that only affects Mr. Finn's third pick, so he'll get 1 point anyhow.
Fair enough.
He's the only one to pick that horse to be any place in this race.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Two points here before we handicap. The first point, the 2-horse wins hands down for name. That's hilarious. Zamboni, I'm laughing. The other point I want to make is that 5-horse, Go 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 Chrome, put in an outstanding mile at Springfield on Saturday, trotting in 2-1 and 2 for that young Southwind Chrome gelding. And picking up Archie. We've seen Archie pick some horses up and improve a little bit in his last couple of nights. I'm really looking forward to watch that one go out there tonight. We'll see what happens in this third race. But handicapping, let's look at today's third. I went 154 though. The 1-horse, as we talked about, the Tom Shin, Jerry Mims connection. We're in Newton. That's a little sentimental pick, but I went to the 1. That horse put in a good mile too, winning in 2.5 at Springfield. Not a slouch at all. So I went maybe better post position there, 1 on top. Second choice, the 5. As I said, that horse put in a monster mile. Picking up Archie helps me a little bit. And the third choice, Lose Lottery. That horse quietly went a big mile in Springfield, trotting in 2-3 and 2 for Brandon Bates. So my choice, 154. You said H went 153, so he gets 1 point. And then the Surratts are, where are they going?
Well, I went 514. She went 541. So a little bit different picks all over the place again. Going to be some separation of points as we go here. But I looked again at that mile in Springfield with that Go 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 Chrome and said, boy, I think it will translate down to the county fair track.
We watched that mile and kept thinking, okay, that horse can get tired. But, man, strong through the wire, looked real sharp. And that was, that's the first time Archie ever drove that horse, and he picked it up that much. So I look forward to them to get along and have a nice relationship the rest of this summer.
Yeah, I would say so. And
I tell you what, Steve, you asked for no more pictures of people in the pool. What about people commenting that they're grilling burgers from back home watching the Harness Tube from Northern Illinois? We want to thank Tim for following us along.
Tim Searle, if you see Tim Searle out and about, folks, or chatting with him, ask him about his names for horses at the night at the races.
Oh, he's got some good names
in Brown County. He'll give you some interesting
there's a reason
politically
why
correct answers on some of them.
There's a reason why Tim's not in charge of naming for some of the bigger farms around, but they were entertaining nonetheless, and we had fun that night with the whole table. So, yeah, we glad he's following along.
I want to know where the burgers and stuff were when we were up in his area and it was close enough for us to go for burgers.
I'll take a burger if anyone's grilling anywhere around here.
Yeah.
Tim, invite us over sometime, or the State Fair or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But if you're grilling, Harness Tube wants an invite. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Hey, he just made me hungry, and I'm hungry all the time. So.
And we're getting some clarification. Steve, it looks like Bridget's saying you can't vote more than once. So those are legitimate votes coming into yours truly. It looks like it's 50%. How can I look at this poll, though?
Oh, you're dropping into polls, so the sympathy vote is coming across.
Okay, here we go. I'm at 50%. H is carrying a tough 29. Lisa has 14%, and Steve is coming in third with only 7% of the votes.
Oh, wow.
So we'll leave that poll open for a little bit.
They must have heard me pick last night. I was the bottom of the heap last night, but I'm only in second place, folks.
I know. The points tell the tale. We'll keep that poll open, keep voting anybody new that joins, and we'll keep following along and see if it levels out here. So thanks for that, everyone who's playing along there.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody that spends time and interacts with us, because that really makes our evening there, folks, when you do that interactive any kind. We had a great conversation last night about wrestling or wrestling. And so I don't know what the hot topic's going to be. With that, we'll go to the track.
Apparently Tim Sherrill grilling for us.
Allison Memorial Race as well. Scratch number 3, Battle Shoe Jason. Number 3, a late scratch. The driver for the 5, Go 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 Chrome, is Archie Buford. They head for the starting gate. Number 1, Class Comedian, owned, trained, and driven by Jerry Mims of Vardaman, Mississippi. 2, Zamboni, owned and trained by Dennis Gardner of West Salem. Frank Fisher is up. 3 is scratched. Number 4, Lose Lottery, owned by the Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis of Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco and Rick and Tabby Flacco, trained by Jill Brown. Chris Brown is up. 5 is Go 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 Chrome, owned by Ron Phillips of Athens, Illinois. Judge Lyle Lipe of Springfield, also owned by trainer Jamaica Patton of Rochester. Contrary to the program, though, the driver is Archie Buford. Number 6, Tonator, owned and trained by Dennis Gardner of West Salem, and Dennis is the driver. Program tells you that number 6 starts from the second. That remains the case, despite the scratch of number 3, Battle Shoe Jason. As the rule is summarized, once you draw into the second tier, you stay in the second tier. So the horses are at the post and the gate beginning to roll. Mentioned the fact earlier that in tonight's track program there is a wonderful tribute to Donna Allison, who with her husband Robert bought Park Lanes June of 2022. Donna was a beam of light and a purveyor of love to all who visited Park Lane. She passed away the 19th of January this year. And even in her last days, she worried about not being at Park Lanes to see and interact with her customers and employees. So this dedication is in memory of a life beautifully lived, a love deeply shared, a spirit deeply missed. Her heart was bottomless, her love was limitless, her soul unforgettable. Mourn because there will never be another like her, but rejoice for the time she was here and touched so many lives. And again, well written, well said in that tribute in the track program as we remember Donna here tonight. Here they come, third race. They are off and trotting. Problems for Zamboni, who's off stride. Zamboni on a break at the start. In the meantime, there goes Lose Lottery, aggressive for that early lead. Tonator is off stride. So Tonator is on a break. Zamboni broke stride. So a tough start for the Gardner stable here in race 3 this evening. But the good news is there's still a long way to go here and time to make up those deficits. At the front of the field, it is Lose Lottery who leads it by 2 lengths. Go 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 Chrome is now starting to move and move fast. Go 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 Chrome just blazes on by for the lead just before the quarter-mile mark. Go 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 Chrome. Archie Buford in the bike gets the lead, opens up by 3 lengths as Lose Lottery goes second around the turn. 33 and 3 for the opening quarter, 33 and 3/5 seconds. Then after Lose Lottery, there's a gap of 15 more lengths back to Class Comedian, who's third, and then a gap of 8 more lengths back of that one to Tonator, who travels along in the 4th position as they come on down toward the half, and Zamboni is the distant trailer. So halfway home here in the Park Lanes race, the Donna Allison Memorial Race, and it is Go 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 Chrome, who has the lead by a length. Lou's Lottery, after giving up the lead, has stayed right there with the leader. 105 for the first half mile. 105. Back around the turn they go, racing toward the three-quarter mile mark. It is Go, Go, Go Chrome, the leader by just over a length. Lou's Lottery in close pursuit second. Then a gap of 15 more lengths back to Class Comedian in third. 25 more lengths back to Tonator in fourth. And Zamboni is fifth. And the tempo quickens at the three-quarter as Go, Go, Go Chrome is trying to put away this field, trying to slam the door right now. Go, Go, Go Chrome has opened up on a four-length lead as they move around the final turn back to Lou's Lottery in second. 1:36.4. The time at the three-quarters, 1:36.4. Give credit to Lou's Lottery hanging in there as best as possible. After that four-length margin opened up, it has gotten no bigger, but Go, Go, Go Chrome is well on the way to the winner's circle. Go, Go, Go Chrome. Second win of the night for trainer Jamaica Patton, driver Archie Buford. Go, Go, Go Chrome is your winner in the Park Lanes Donna Allison Memorial Race. Margin of victory was 8 lengths. Back to Lou's Lottery in second. Class Comedian was third, and then Tonator was fourth, and Zamboni finished fifth.
Love the
2:08 and 2/5. 2:08 and 2/5 of a second. Go, Go, Go Chrome, your unofficial winner.
2:08 and what? 2, I think is what I heard.
We'll meet the winner in a moment. Horseman, you may come to the track with race 4.
I heard 2:08 and 2. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. We'll go with it, though. But what a race. I told you that horse had a motor. I saw it at Springfield. Archie let it rev there. But I think the story here is I think we all expected that horse to perform that way. Lou's Lottery, a quiet stalking mile in that monster trip, closing for Chris Brown. That horse is getting better and better, folks. Keep your eye on Lou's Lottery. But the top 3 finishers all put in a good mile. That's pretty tough fractions of the half and 5 for these young colt gelding trotters, I should say. Exciting race, exciting finish. Archie always makes it a fun time. A little whip drag action. We need a whip drag graphic we can throw up when it happens.
Absolutely.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm trying to look here. 5-4. Oh, no. Miss Lisa pulls in with the trifecta there.
My sentimental pick, I went with the Shin horse, and I still stand by it, but that's congratulations because that was well earned.
Mr. Finn took that one kind of on the chin there. He's only got 2 points out of that. I was
now returning in front of the stands. It is a driving double for Mr. Archie Buford. How about a hand for Go, Go, Go Chrome?
Jamaica, you're never getting 1,000 if you keep giving these drives
Go,
away.
Go, Go Chrome is owned by Ron Phillips of Athens, Judge Lyle Lipe of Springfield, and owned also by trainer Jamaica Patton of Rochester, a homebred for co-owner Ron Phillips. Winning trotter, a 2-year-old gelded son of Southwind Chrome out of My Mini Snickers by Muscle Mass. 2 wins and 3 starts now. As Go, Go, Go Chrome comes into this race off a big win at the Illinois State Fairgrounds last Saturday at the summer preview in 2:01 and 2. And again, this race sponsored by Park Lanes and also serves as the Donna Allison Memorial. And that memorial race goes to a very talented young trotter and a pretty darn talented driver in that race bike. Congratulations, Archie. 2 wins tonight.
As soon as he announces
Here's the full field rundown. It's official for that third race. Class Comedian finished third. Zamboni finished 5. Battle Shoe Jason was scratched. Lou's Lottery, the runner-up. Go, Go, Go Chrome, the winner. And Tonator finished 4th. The opening quarter, 33 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile in 1:05. 3 quarters, 1:36 and 4. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 2. Reach down, 3-5 scratch, 2-1-4. Fourth race is on the way.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Back with David Brink as we work on some things here through the broadcast. Want to thank our all of our advertisers out there for advertising with us, and we'd love to hear from you as far as that's concerned. Pay your watch bill by sending us some
a donation or a story, right? That's the idea here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we love hearing from the backstretch. We love hearing from the chat. Everybody, if you're following along, we're still asking, send in those old pictures. We know everyone has win photos. If you have access to them tonight, pull up one from Newton in years past. Pull up and anything you have, let's share them if we can. These memories have to be cherished before they're gone, folks. So plus it helps us too.
I want to thank the Jasper County Ambulance Service for being here and being a part of the night. As we found last night, how important is they could not be here due to a major accident that they needed both the ambulances in. But send us those things. Send us pictures of those burgers on the grill. I don't mind being hungry. I just don't like being taunted with cold water.
Well, you missed it. Eric Plowman said that Tim Sterl's a pretty good cook, so we might have to check out. Might have to
I think
coax him into cooking for us.
He needs to prove that to us.
Proof's in the pudding? Don't grill pudding. Grill something meat, but proof is in the meat, we'll say.
Yep. David, I want to ask a question. It's one of those, we talked about this last night, but we watched some races on TV today.
Yeah.
And we saw, who was it last night that kicked the earplugs out of the horse? And most people don't catch probably that little nuance. Here we are, 3 seasons into this, and that's the first time I saw that.
And you're noticing those things. Yeah, earplugs are kind of a really new piece of equipment in the last, we'll say, 15, 20 years or so. They're really, really useful in various degrees, but I think the easiest way of summing it up is it's kind of like a shot of nitrous. And you think of it this way. You put little pieces of rubber foam kind of in the horse's ears, and that is to keep the horse calm. It deadens the noise. If you're here, you can hear how loud the starting gate is and the rides and all the loud bangs in the grandstand. So it keeps the horse calm and relaxed, especially behind the gate and during the mile. But also what it does is there's a string that connects both those earplugs behind the horse's crown of their head, kind of back by the overcheck, and there's a string that runs back through the harness, back through the race bike, and ties back to where the driver sits on the seat there. And what they do is in the middle of the mile, they'll wrap their toe or heel or part of their leg around that string, and they'll yank their foot back, up, back, down, any way they can to pull those earplugs out of the horse's ears. And that horse gets an instant shot of adrenaline with all those sounds rushing into its ear and hearing all the hoof beats and snorting around it. So it's kind of like hitting nitrous on the track. It's usually pretty effective. But yeah, it's something that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now you're gonna see feet leaving stirrup left and right when you're watching because it happens so often.
All right, let's take a look at race 4. And one of the things that popped right off the sheet to me, the number 1 horse here, driven by Harold Finn Jr., our guest picker for the last couple of days. The horse is the sponsor of this race is Steve Dooley Memorial, and we've got Dooleyville Refill.
Dooleyville Refill.
I don't know if that's any connection there to the Dooley family.
The owner of that horse is I'm going to get this wrong. Kurt told me one time, and someone correct me here. He's programmed as Philip Randall Dooley. I think he goes by Randall Dooley, or he goes by one of his names and not the other one. I can't remember what they said it was. But he's the owner last night who was out here in the winner's circle with the Finn family, giving the rock on sign. He's an owner of Harold's, been around the game for a long time. I think Steve must have been a family member, father, grandpa potentially, who's been lost. But this memorial race, we're pulling the local connections. Nothing's better than winning your own family-sponsored race because it means something for the lost loved ones to the ones that can make it in attendance, for those who can follow online now. Obviously, these are special moments, and we wish them luck in this upcoming 4th race.
Okay, and so what are your picks and Harold's picks for this race?
Sure.
Oddly enough, Harold did not pick the drive.
And I gave him a hard time. I almost said it shouldn't be allowed, but I'll accept his picks the way they are. A good horseman knows its limitations, right?
He originally wasn't supposed to be driving. So.
Exactly. He's a pretty tough guy for sitting in the bike with those cracked ribs he's got and the messed up back. So today's 4th race picks go as follows. I went 5, 4, 6 in this race. Lou's True Lou. I've watched that horse now get better and better. When I was over at Springfield, I said something to Ike. I said, "Hey, Ike, good luck out there, bud. This horse is nice." And he went out there and put on a clinic, winning that one in 2-3 flat in this Springfield preview. My second choice, Double Bonsai. We've seen Travis and Desiree team up with Denny Gardner's horses quite successfully in the last couple of starts. This horse is no exception to that rule. My third choice, Hatari, for Clay Simpson, Dr. Pat Graham, a prominent owner, Clay Simpson, a prominent trainer driver. The connections on that one, a flat mile in the first start. I got to like something to show up there. So I went 5-4-6, whereas H went also 5-4-6. And the Surratts, where did you guys go?
Lisa went 5-4-3. She picked Zoomster in that third spot. I think she likes that horse because we've seen that horse before, correct? Or
twice before, or once at Carrollton, excuse me. But you might be remembering Goomster, Goomster was probably another horse that Denny owned that's maybe 6 now. I can't remember how old he is. He was Illinois Horse of the Year 2 years ago, I believe is the year it was. He won all the championships in the state for the connections of Denny and the Seekman stables, and yeah.
I went a little different. I went 4-5-3. So I went double Bonsai, Lose True Lou, and Zoomster in that third spot. That is my picks for this, so we'll see how things come out.
Where's Lisa at? Oh, she's the same as us. Okay.
Yeah, and here's the scores for tonight, folks. Just for those of you out there that voted for David, David is in second place, behind by 15 points to Lisa, who is on a streak. She picked the winner and second 3 times in a row, and she picked third 2 times.
She's going to jump out to a tough lead early, huh?
Absolutely. We'll go back to the track.
World with you. Owned, trained, and driven by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. 3 is Zoomster, owned, trained, and driven by Dennis Gardner of West Salem. Number 4 is Double Bonsai, owned by Dennis Gardner of West Salem, Illinois. Desiree Seekman of Gaston, Indiana, trained by Desiree Seekman. Travis Seekman of the bike. 5 is Lou's True Lou, owned by Ernie Sork of Fairfield, owned also by Nori Nessa of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, trained by Sean Nessa, Isaac Love in the bike. And 6, Hatari, is owned by Dr. Patrick Graham of Lock, trained and driven Simpson. They head to the gate for the 4th race in the scorecard here this evening. Harold Finn Jr. picked up a victory here last night at the Jasper County Fair. I thought David Brink at Harness Tube had an excellent observation when he talked last night on the broadcast fact that Harold, after suffering a fall at home recently, he sustained some cracked ribs. And as David said, it's enough trying to wrestle around a 1,000-pound animal when you don't have cracked ribs. So, and Jr., right in the race bike, drove last night, got a win, right back in the race bike here this evening, despite that injury. Also want to pass along thoughts. Sean Nessa, the co-owner and trainer of number 5, Lou's True Lou. Sean has battled some health issues over the course of the past year or two, and we understand he has been in the intensive care unit at the hospital in Carbondale, where he is recovering from an infection. And as we all know, there are infections and there are infections, and they can get serious. But the good news is that Sean is getting the medical that he needs at the hospital in Carbondale. So, Sean, a lot of folks out here on the fair circuit want to send their wishes. They're thinking of you as we get ready here in race 4 to go to the post. Starter Stacy DeRoos picks up the field over on the backstretch. You're right. At the post, and the gate is rolling field over on the north turn. 4th race in your scorecard, Steve Dooley Memorial. Steve was an owner, breeder, trainer, and driver of standardbred racehorses, and again, his son, the owner of number 1, Dooleyville Refill. That Refill name was attached to a number of horses that the Dooley family has bred and raced through the years. Here they come, race 4. and trotting. And right away, there goes Lou's True Lou from the far outside, out for the early lead as they head into the first turn, but a challenge from Double Bonsai to the inside, and Double Bonsai gets down to the inside lane, saves the ground around the south turn, and has the lead by a length and a half, by 2 lengths now, as Lou's True Lou will travel along in second, finds a spot to settle along the inside lane and draft in behind the leader. Zoomster is racing in third, then there's a gap of 15 more lengths back to Hatari, who moves up fourth around the outside of Dooleyville Refill in the fifth position, and the World With You is last of the 6 as they go on by the quarter-mile mark. Double Bonsai is the leader. Double Bonsai on top by a length and a half. 3 and 3 for the opening quarter, 33 and 3/5 seconds. Lou's True Lou is racing in second by a length, and Zoomster is a close third after 3/8 of a mile. Lou's True Lou around the turn takes the lead now as they come on down to the half because Double Bonsai broke stride. Double Bonsai, who had been setting the pace, broke stride right at the 3/8 mile mark or shortly past it and drops back to third about a dozen lengths off the lead. And now here comes a challenge. We've already had one change for the lead when Lou's True Lou took over at the top of the stretch coming to the half, and now Zoomster's closing in to challenge from second. 106 and 3 for the first half mile. 106 and 3. Let's sort it out. It's side by side for the lead. It is Lou's True Lou to the inside. It is Zoomster on the outside. There's a half length separating that pair. There's a gap of 15 more lengths back to an off stride Double Bonsai. He's on a break again. Hatari broke stride and is a distant fourth. And then Dooleyville Refill is racing in fifth, and the World With You last of the 6. The leader is approaching the 3/4. That is Lou's True Lou. Lou's True Lou leads it by a length and a half, but Zoomster is taking aim on the outside. 140, the time at the 3/4, 140 flat. Here comes Zoomster up on the outside. Now the Gardner stable has already had a couple of runner-up finishes here tonight, trying to get rid of that second-itis, if you will, and trying to get by Lou's True Lou, who still has the lead, a 16th of a mile to go. There's a half length separating them. The leader is still Lou's True Lou, and Lou's True Lou is fighting off the challenge. Lou's True Lou is going to win it. Lou's True Lou wins it by 3/4 of a length. A valiant effort, but runner-up nonetheless. For Zoomster in second, gap of 20 more lengths back to Hatari in third. Then a good battle for fourth, and it was Dooleyville Refill who came home quickly up the inside to grab fourth on the line from Double Bonsai, who finished in the fifth position. Over on the backstretch, number 2, the World With You, pulled up, will not finish. The good news is the World With You is on his feet and is now stepping back to the barn area. So he's on his feet, and he will head back to the barn, but will not finish the mile. Number 2, the World With You, did not finish. What's your time, gentlemen? 2:11 and 4, the time for the mile. 2 minutes, 11 and 4/5 seconds. Lou's True Lou, your unofficial winner, number 5.
We're up, Steve. I just now noticed that. So I'm going to go ahead and jot down the time, and then I'll start debriefing that race real quick. So another exciting finish. I tell you what, you can have short fields and young trotters and still have exciting races at these county fairs. It's quite impressive how good a finish we've had so far tonight. Alan Finn didn't like the grandstand. He's going to make a detour, it looks like, here. But that was another great race. Just like I kind of handicapped it, Isaac did a great job driving that gelding around there. Had to fend off all the challenges from the Gardner stable between Denny's horses, Double Bonsai, and Zoomster, doing so quite handily. I'll tell you what, Denny was coming hard. I've never seen Denny drive like that, but that was a big mile for both Zoomster and Lou's True Lou in today's 4th race.
And you got 13, I believe.
Our thanks to our friends at Jasper County Ambulance, who are keeping a watchful eye on things from just outside the entrance to the south turn of the racetrack. And again, we can't race unless we've got them on the grounds. We want safety always to be the priority, so good to have them with us here tonight. We were talking before race 4, the Steve Dooley Memorial, about the fact that Lou's True Lou is co-owned and trained by Sean Nessa down at DuQuoin. Sean is a native of Iowa. He was a high school state wrestling champion and relocated to Illinois with his parents, John and Nori, a number of years ago, and has been based in Illinois ever since. A lot of you knew Sean's father, John, who was a sergeant in the U.S. Marine Corps and a top-notch trainer in the Midwest, campaigned a lot of major stakes winners in Illinois. So to Team Nessa, if you would please, on behalf of everyone on the Illinois Fair Circuit, and especially here tonight at the Jasper County Fair, please send our best to Sean. Tell him we miss him, and we look forward to seeing him soon. How about a hand for the winner, number 5, Lou's True Lou. Madeline Rao, Jordan McClure, Jillian Brandt, our queen and her court, offering their congratulations to the winner of race 4. Again, the Steve Dooley Memorial. Lou's True Lou is owned by Ernie Sork and Nori Nessa of Fairfield, co-owned and trained by Sean Nessa of DuQuoin. Ike Love is your winning driver. Congratulations, Mr. Love. Well done. The winning trotter is a 2-year-old gelded son of Lindy's True Grit. This was a $5,700 yearling purchase last fall, bred by Jason Jess and Vero Lee Miller. 2-11 and 4 wins in 5 starts now for Lou's True Lou, as we remember Steve Dooley with that blanket presentation in race 4. Here is the full field rundown. It's official for the 4th race. From the top, Dooleyville Refill finished 4. The World With You did not finish. Zoomster was the runner-up. Double Bonsai finished 5. Lou's True Lou was the winner. Hatari finished 3rd. The opening quarter, 33 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile, 106 and 3. 3 quarters in 140. The time for the mile, 2:11 and 4/5 of a second. Reads down 4 DNF2 513. Race 5 is coming up. No scratches in the 5th race, but a reminder, the driver of the 2 Smile Eraser, Travis Seekman. Travis Seekman drives the 2 Smile Eraser, and the driver of the 5 April Sunlight IYQ, Demarius Wakefield. Demarius Wakefield drives number 5 as we continue to work our way through these Illinois-bred 2-year-old races here this evening, watching some of the early development of these young horses.
All right, David. Good. As we get, we're a third of the way, over a third of the way through this evening's card.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Time's going fast, it seems like. But I want to jump back to a quick point. I threw a, real quick, I just saw Eric Plowman in the chat wishing Sean Nessa well wishes. I didn't realize Sean was in the ICU with that infection. Absolutely wish him the best in a quick recovery. I know Sean's been in the hospital the last couple of years, and we wish that he has some health issues that just remedy themselves and he can get back to his races that he loves so much. The point I was going to bring up earlier is I threw up a super chat up there and didn't realize who it was. We had a chat talking about how great the Becker family was and their commentary and their announcers, and the voice is so distinctive you can recognize it anywhere. And the commenter was Anthony Simpson, son of out there right there, Clay Simpson. Anthony used to drive back on the circuit 20 years ago maybe, back in the day, but we welcome him to join us here on Harness 2. We appreciate him following along tonight's races at Newton.
All right. Well, with that, we can go ahead and move into race 5 as we approach almost the halfway mark.
Do you want to do handicapping? Is that what's coming up?
That's what's coming up, David. We'll go to the handicapping screen.
I can't see the screens very well with the glare, so I got to ask you for prompts sometimes, but we'll make it work. So today's 5th race, we're going to handicap this thing real quick. I went 1-4-2 in this race. J&M Virgin Star. You can look at the page there and see that horse getting better and better, winning the last 2 starts, throwing out some quick last fractions, drawing the rail. Jordan does everything. He just protects the position. He should have this one locked up, I think. My second choice went down to the 4 Captain's Box. That horse owned by Kelly Jo Bell, Matt Avenatti, trained by Matt, driven by Matt Avenatti. And my third choice, Smiley Racer. This is a Phil Cotton horse, and we'll have Travis Seekman driving this one. So I went 1-4-2, whereas Harold went, looks like 5-1, 5-2. So he liked J&M on top. That horse looks to be the best in here. But he went down to April Sunlight IYQ as his second choice. And his third choice was the 2 Smiley Racer out of the Phil Cotton barn. Where'd the Surratts go to?
Surratts went with the 1 horse also for the winner here, David, just like everybody else. But with that, I went with the 3 for the second slot, Fox Valley JoJo. And Lisa went with a 2 Smile Eraser. That's driven by Matt Avenatti, or no, Travis Seekman with that. And then I went with the 5 for third place. Demarius Wakefield driving that horse. Lisa went with the 3, Fox Valley JoJo. So a little variety in the picks there, except for everybody's picking the one to win. So nobody's going to take off very far in the points.
No, it doesn't sound like it. I just was sorry. I was just watching JJ pick his whip up off the track. He had to bend over. Couldn't figure out what he was doing, but I threw up a super chat there. Eric Plum makes a great comment. Anthony Simpson, one of the greatest harness racing families from this state, maybe the country. His dad, or his uncle, Dirk Simpson, his grandpa, Buddy, Hall of Famers in their own right. His dad, Clay, out here. Every one of those Simpsons from Fairfield could hang up a horse, could shoe a horse, knew how to get the most out of their young trotters especially.
Maybe we could throw this out there. We went by what seemed to be the fairgrounds down in Albany, and it looks like they have a harness racing track down there.
Someone help me out. Did they used to race at Albany? I've never heard of any races there. It looked like the track was in decent shape. I didn't see a whole lot of barn area, but there was a cattle barn that could have had some ship installs or cross ties or something. So let us know. Jump in the chat. Text me. Did they ever race at Albany in the Richland County Fair or the White Squirrel Fair, whatever they call it over there?
Yeah, that was something that just popped up as we travel out.
And you saw how good the track was in great condition.
Yeah,
I mean, it had been beat up by some rain, but it wasn't weeds growing up. It wasn't anything impeding it. It had a hub rail. It tells me it hasn't been used in 20 years, but it looks pretty good.
It looks real good. I'm going to see if I can pull up that picture that Lisa took over there this morning.
This morning?
In the place that we're staying.
Yeah. I can't remember the name. I had to go look it up real quick. I think it's Lodge on the Lake. We want to give a quick shout out to our Airbnb. We travel these trips for Harness Tube, and it's kind of a nice excuse to explore. And I don't like staying in cities. It sounds weird, I guess, but we always try to find a nice little lodge somewhere out in the rural southern Illinois if we can, and get a nice quiet place where we can kind of unwind after broadcast and do some prep work for the next day. We found a place where we're able to kind of all work together. It's quiet. It's on a beautiful lake. There's canoes, kayaks, back porch. I mean, it's gorgeous. And Steve's working on a little treat that we had this morning when we woke up.
I don't seem to have the text message.
Well, I don't know where it went then. I don't have it.
Lisa's going to check her phone and send it to me. But, no, I didn't get a text message from her.
I was thinking, did she send it to me instead? We'll figure it out. But I can keep talking. We have Jim Austin in the picks going 5-2-1 in this race. He likes Matt on top. Lisa's saying she sent it, so I'll leave it between the Surratts on that one.
Okay.
Figure that one out. And Destiny Bankston's in the chat, wishing Demarius luck in today's fifth race. Doing your thing.
All right. Well, we'll see what's going on here. I got an X-chat with her.
But really cool location we're into this weekend. It's kind of, a shop, a garage, a lodge or something. They converted it into an Airbnb. Can sleep 8, 10, 6, comfortably for sure. 2-bathroom, real nice. The hosts have been very easy to work with.
Oh, I see. She sent it in Messenger.
Oh.
In Facebook.
I didn't see that.
I'll have to pull up that so that I can pull that up.
I hear a call to post. As soon as Kurt raises the microphone, I'll give it back to our track announcer.
Horses are on the track for race 5, the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly pace, first division, and this is the Bill Finn Memorial. A reminder, there is an excellent tribute to Bill that is published in tonight's track program. Number 1 is J&M Virgin Star. The purse just over $2,700. Number 1, J&M Virgin Star, owned by Willie Scott of Raymond, Mississippi, trained by Freddie Patton Jr. Jordan Patton is up. 2 is Smiley Racer, owned by Trails to Nature Incorporated of Cub Run, Kentucky, of Robert Mullet, trained by Phil Cotton. Contrary to the program, the driver Travis Seekman. Fox Valley JoJo, owned by Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained by Mark, and Marcus is in the bike. 4 is Captain's Box, owned by Kelly Bell of Windsor, Matt Avenatti of Crispin, trained and driven by Matt Avenatti. And number 5, April Sunlight IYQ, owned by Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee, trained by Leroy Hunt, and the driver, contrary to the program, Arius Wakefield. Race 5, getting ready to head to the starting gate in just a moment here on a Tuesday night at the Jasper County Fair. Bill Finn passed away last fall at the age of 97. One of the things about Bill, we did a little We got ready for this memorial race, and we found a lot of newspaper articles about Ponderosa Queen, which is a horse that he owned that raced with a lot of success in the late 1960s. And it was pretty amazing, frankly, to go online and pull up newspaper archives and find Bill Finn and Ponderosa Queen written about in newspapers in Chicago, in western Kentucky, in central Kentucky. The Lexington Herald leader, Tom White, the publicity director in the 1960s at the Red Mile in Lexington, often wrote about Bill Finn and Ponderosa Queen because of the number of victories that she racked up while racing at the Red Mile during the spring meeting back around 1966. I believe she ended up winning 3 consecutive races at the Red Mile. Ponderosa Queen. Some incredible memories as we remember Bill Finn. Race 5 at the post, folks. Here they come. 5th race lined up, ready for a start. They are off and pacing. There goes J&M Virgin Star from the inside, and April Sunlight IYQ fires out from the outside. They go 1-2, heading into the as Smile Eraser comes away along the inside, racing in 3rd position. Fox Valley JoJo sneaks up the inside lane in 4th as Captain's Box will back away and the inside lane into 5th, racing about 6 lengths off the early lead. They head up the backstretch. J&M Virgin Star, fresh off a win at the Illinois State Fairgrounds last Saturday in 1:59.3 on the 1 mile track, leads the field around the half-miler here at the Jasper County Fair, past the quarter-mile mark by 2 lengths. It is J&M Virgin Star. 32 seconds for the opening quarter. 32 seconds for the opening quarter. J&M Virgin Star is the leader as they work their way on down toward the half-mile mark. No one is stepping out of line. Smile Eraser has been right there in 2nd position, and April Sunlight IYQ left well for the gate but is now in 3rd. Fox Valley JoJo is 4th, and Captain's Box is trying to get going from last as Fox Valley JoJo moves to the outside now from 3rd. So 3 horses along the inside lane, 2 of these fillies to the outside, past the half-mile mark, back to the south end. They go 104 flat for the first half mile, 104 flat. It is J&M Virgin Star leading it for Jordan Patton on top by a comfortable 2 lengths margin, still well in hand. Fox Valley JoJo moves up on the outside to challenge Smile Eraser for the 2nd position. April Sunlight IYQ is toward the inside in 4th and neck, and Captain's Box 5th on the outside, 3.5 lengths off the lead as they roll on by the 3/4 mile mark with J&M Virgin Star the leader by a length and a half. Fox Valley JoJo is 2nd. 1:34.4. Thank you, Jason. 1:34.4. The time at the 3/4 mile mark. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. J&M Virgin Star has things under control here. Opens up with a 4-5 length lead, really without even making much of an effort. Just starts drawing away. There's going to be a scramble for that runner-up spot. All 4 of the others are in contention for 2nd, but well behind J&M Virgin Star, who comes to the wire well in front and full of pace to win lengths. She won it by 4 lengths. It was April Sunlight IYQ in 2nd position, followed across the wire by Smile Eraser in 3rd, and then Captain's Box and Fox Valley JoJo. 2:05.3, the time for the mile. 2:05 3/5. Number 1, J&M Virgin Star, your unofficial winner of the Bill Finn Memorial. We'll meet the winner in a moment and have the blanket presentation. Horse and you would come to the track with race 6.
Roll myself up here. Jordan Patton making it look easy out there in today's 5th race, winning that one with J&M Virgin Star for his dad, Freddie Jr. Patton. Congratulations to all the connections. Owner Willie Scott from Raymond, Mississippi. This horse is now 3 of his first 5 starts, only coming in 2nd twice in picking up 3 wins out the last 3 times. Congratulations to all the connections. April Sunlight IYQ.
Things that is very much of note about the tribute to Bill Finn in tonight's program. A life built on hard work, horses, and heart. And one of the themes when it came to Bill's approach to owning standardbred racehorses was to put the best interest of the horse first. That is a lesson well worth remembering, and part of the legacy that he left with us in this game. And so many great memories. Ponderosa Queen we talked about. driven at one time or another by Big John Finn, by Fred Finn Sr., by Hoot Finn. That horse was a source of pride for Bill and the entire Finn family. The Finn name in harness racing runs deep. Brothers, nephews, cousins, sons, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Bill at the root of it all, steady, loyal, humble, strong. We race in his memory today. We remember a life well lived, not in headlines or trophies, although there were some on occasion, as we talked about, but more importantly in the respect that he earned, the family that he raised, the horses in which he believed. We remember Bill Finn, and here's the winner of the Bill Finn Memorial. J&M Virgin Star is owned by Willie Scott of Raymond, Mississippi, bred by Jonas Borntrager, trained by Freddie Patton Jr., Jordan Patton, the winning driver. 205-3 for this 2-year-old filly by Some Star Somewhere. Out of Monogamous by Always a Virgin. 3 wins now in 5 starts. The Finn name in the sport of harness racing, talk about a legacy. Just look at the large group of folks that are trackside for the Bill Finn Memorial. I think we went back through the records one time and found where there were something like right at 50 individuals with the last name Finn that at one time or another have driven in races here at the Jasper. Bill Finn, a life well lived and a life that we remember here tonight with congratulations to the connections of J&M Virgin Star. Our winning trainer, Freddie Patton Jr. and Harold Finn Jr. Harold, if I'm looking correctly, did the winning connections hand the blanket to the family? What a wonderful gesture that is. Thank you, Mr. Patton. They know how much that blanket will mean to the family of the late Bill Finn. And Freddie shook hands and handed that blanket over, and he said, I think that blanket should stay with the family. So, Freddie, we appreciate that very much. Full field rundown coming right up. There's 1. Thank you, buddy. The full field rundown is official now for race 5. Here it is from the top of the page. J&M Virgin Star was the winner. Smiley Racer finished 3rd. Fox Valley JoJo finished 5. Captain's Box 4. And April Sunlight IYQ was the runner-up. The opening quarter, 32 seconds. The first half mile was 104. 3 quarters, 134 and 4/5. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. Reached down, 1:35.42. 6th race is coming up. A reminder in race 6, the driver of number 1, Calico Sunset, Demarius Wakefield. And the driver of the 4, Fox Valley Canasta, will be Archie Buford. All right.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
All right, David.
Check 1, 2. Looking ahead to race 11. A late driver change in the 11th race on number 1, Stacy Bombing Away. The driver will be Jaquavian Carter. Race 11, number 1, Stacy Bombing Away. The driver will be Jaquavian Carter.
Jaquavian Carter, the driver of the 1 in the 11th race now instead of Jacob.
Radel, good for Fatman for picking up some drives today.
Yep, and then for those who didn't hear it, we talked to Fat Man yesterday, and he said he was a fat baby.
He said he was a fat baby.
He was a fat man.
Yeah, he came up and introduced himself to us, was very well spoken, very courteous. He wanted to wish his sister a happy birthday yesterday, and he was a real joy to talk to. He was a big smile on his face. You know, he's a real nice young man. We wish him success in all of his horse racing
A lot
career.
of young men in this. He's 20 years old, but we've got one coming up in race 10 that I want to talk about. Young man came up, Brandon Lyles.
Yes, yeah.
He's going to get a drive tonight, and that's his first drive, right?
We've seen him before. I think he raced at Martinsville or
First
Carlinville
one
somewhere.
here.
Yeah.
First one
And maybe
here.
like his under 5th lifetime. I don't remember, but yeah, definitely a new driver. I think he's 18 years old.
Yeah, he drove the horse he's going to drive in Springfield this year and in Carlinville. Yeah, we saw him in Carlinville on this same horse.
His dad brought him up and introduced him, and they were very nice. They appreciated how much, following Harness Tube, and they were kind of scoping out the track, getting the feel for how things race here in the Jasper County Fair. And, Good Horseman does that. All these tracks lay out different. They all play out different as these races unfold, and you kind of got to understand the style of the location you're at because you have to adapt to it in a lot of cases. Or you're subject to what the track does to you, right? If you hit a bad road crossing and go off stride, it's your fault. But we like to see those young horsemen, getting fresh starts and their mentors pushing them along and helping them reach that success.
We want to thank our donors out there that keep us on the air, along with our advertisers that keep this free for you all that are watching on YouTube. And David, what are you telling people? How can they pay their bill for watching on YouTube?
You got to pay your bill. You got to either send a donation or send us a comment, story, pic, or something. We want some kind of engagement from all of our horsemen or fans alike. Give us a reason to talk about you on air. Give us a reason to highlight you. If you have a story from the fair we're at, if you have a story about a horse, anything that's relevant or as semi-relevant as professional wrestling may be, we'll use it on air because it's all about having fun as a community here at Harness Tube. It's about having a big virtual watch party as we enjoy these harness races together as a big family.
And send us some pictures of stuff. We'll let you in on some of our ride out here. My wife took some pictures this morning. The first one, I want to shout out to the Alany Cafe.
Oh.
What a breakfast we had this morning. You can't tell what that is because I pretty much destroyed it.
We didn't even ask it until it's already gone, it seemed like.
The best Eggs Benedict I have ever had this morning at the Alany Cafe. So shout out for them. But then we're staying at a place out by the lake. And, folks, that's what we saw out our sliding doors.
What, 8 feet from our sliding glass door as we're drinking coffee? And
yeah.
So you can understand why some of us rural folks like coming down to these Airbnbs down here in God's country, right? How beautiful are those views to wake up to? Nothing against Super 8 or Holiday Inn or anything, but they just can't offer that.
No. They could advertise with us, though.
And we'll talk them up, too. But yeah. I got a couple things over here we can touch base on. I had a fellow horseman of those of you who are following along probably know who Kyle Houston is. Oh, I love that.
Wave at us.
He's hiding.
Wave at us.
I love it.
Wave at us.
Lisa has so much fun in the stands, and I love it. These kids are going to have a memory. Their family will remember them smiling on TV. It's all fun. Look at it. We appreciate everyone playing along with us.
Races.
I hear Kurt with the call to post. We'll toss it back up to the judges' stand.
You don't say Hamlin on the back.
Dave Moody was in turn 1 with about 5 laps to go. Moody said Chase Briscoe is finding out that you can pray and drive 180 miles an hour.
Run out before he got back to the finish line, probably. But
Out on the way to Victory Lane. Yeah, he ran out of gas. Crew had to push him into Victory Lane.
but they love that.
Yes. Horses are on the track for race 6 in your scorecard. The Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly pace second division. This division brought to you by Dietrich Bank with locations across central, eastern, and southern Illinois, including right here in Newton. Number 1 is Calico Sunset. Again, the purse just over $2,700. Calico Sunset, owned and trained by Leroy Hunt of Jackson, Tennessee. Contrary to the program, Demarius Wakefield in the bike. 2, Trevor's Aristocrat, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, trained by Jill Brown Driver driver Chris Brown. 3, A True Trevor, is owned by Timothy Williams of Crystal Springs, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, Jaquavian Carter in the bike. And 4, Fox Valley Canasta, owned by Gary Achenbaugh of Eastman, Wisconsin, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, Illinois, trained by Jamaica, the driver Archie Buford. They are at the post, and the gate is rolling. By the way, it is happy anniversary to Jaquavian Carter, the driver of number 3, A True Trevor. But here's what we mean. Today is the 1-year anniversary of his career debut as a harness horse driver, which you might remember came right here at the Jasper County Fair last year, and he won. Remember that? He drove a pacing filly named Counselor M, and Jaquavian won in his career debut 1 year ago today. So a happy 1-year anniversary of his career debut as a harness horse driver to Jaquavian Carter. Here they come, 6th race. They are often pacing. There goes Jaquavian with A True Trevor out for the early lead. Calico Sunset, though, has plenty of speed and will save the ground along the inside lane of the racetrack. Fox Valley Canasta got rough-gated and lost about 5 lengths to the field heading into the first turn and is last. But Calico Sunset is the leader but is off stride. Calico Sunset has broken stride after an 1/8 of a mile, drops back from the lead to second, now drops back to third by the time they reach the quarter-mile mark. A True Trevor moves on by, has the lead by a length. Trevor's Aristocrat is second. Fox Valley Canasta moving fast up the inside lane to third within 3 lengths of the lead past the quarter. Calico Sunset back pacing but last 6 lengths from the front. 32 seconds for the opening quarter mile, 32 seconds flat. So around that north turn they go. A True Trevor is your leader. On top here by just 1 length, Trevor's Aristocrat goes second. Fox Valley Canasta takes to the outside. Started to move from third, but then thought better of it, did Archie Buford, and decides to tap the brake pedal and wait patiently in third, just over 3 lengths off the lead, then a gap of 3 more back to Calico Sunset. And Calico Sunset has caught the field, and after making that costly break after the opening 1/8 of a mile, Calico Sunset is rolling up on the outside. 106-1 for the first half mile. 106-1 from 4th to 3rd to 2nd. Now to challenge for the lead goes Calico Sunset. Problems there for Fox Valley Canasta, who broke stride as they moved back into that south turn. Did not like the entry to that turn on either go-around. Back up front, side by side for the lead. A True Trevor to the inside has the lead by a head, and Calico Sunset is right alongside to challenge for the lead. There's a quarter mile to go. There's a gap of 5 lengths back to Trevor's Aristocrat, and then a gap of nearly 20 more back to Fox Valley Canasta, who is 4th and last as they head around the final turn. It is still side by side for the lead. 1:38 the time at the 3/4, 1:38. Will it be A True Trevor who's there to the inside, or will it be Calico Sunset who's right there on the outside? And here comes Calico Sunset again, but is off stride. Calico Sunset puts in some awkward steps, goes off stride, and that means A True Trevor's going to win. A True Trevor draws off and capitalizes on the problems for Calico Sunset. A True Trevor wins it for Jaquavian Carter and wins it by 7 lengths on the line. Calico Sunset did manage to hang on for second, was well clear of the 3rd place horse, which was Trevor's Aristocrat, and then it was another 15 lengths back to Fox Valley Canasta, who finished in 4th. 2:09 and 2, the time for the 1 mile distance, 2:09 and 2/5. The Dietrich Bank race goes to A True Trevor. Jaquavian Carter has done it again. He wins at the Jasper County Fair, just like he did in his debut 1 year ago. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 7.
And we're back after today's 6th race, a big win on his driving anniversary. How congratulations to Jaquavian. We just were talking about him. His mom was just in the chat saying he better be well-spoken and nice to us, but I guess we gave him some good luck by talking about him a little bit. Congratulations to the connections of A True Trevor, the Roshan Trigg trainee, owned by Timothy DeMond Williams. I can't read right now. Timothy DeMond Williams from Crystal Springs, Mississippi. This was a nice mile. Jaquavian just was put in a good mile. He knew what he had to do.
Our thanks to our friends at Dietrich Bank. In fact, reminder, they've got a location right here in Newton. But most importantly, they annually show their support for the Jasper County Fair and for harness racing, and we appreciate that. Folks, one thing that we have all learned over the years in the harness horse business, you go up to any harness horse driver and ask the question, when and where did you get your first career victory? They never forget. They can always tell you, and they can tell you in detail. That's why the Jasper County Fair will always mean so much to this young man in front of us now. How about a hand for Jaquavian Carter, your winner in race 6? And again, it was 1 year ago this evening that he made his debut and made it a winning debut. So, Jaquavian, you will always have a special connection to this fair. Good to have you with us again this year. Congratulations, sir. Always remarkable to talk to horsemen. It's incredible. They always seem to remember their first win. They can always describe in detail the racing accidents in which they have been. And it seems like the losses, we have talked to so many horsemen over the years, trainers and drivers, they will shake their head and kind of look at the ground and then kind of look up at the sky and say, the losses, especially the tough losses, are the ones that you never forget. Randy, are we good here? Thank you, Judge. It is official. Thank you, Randy Callahan. Here's the full field rundown for race 6. From the top, Calico Sunset, the runner-up. Trevor's Aristocrat was third. A True Trevor was the winner, and Fox Valley Canasta finished fourth. The opening quarter, 32. The first half mile, 106 and 1. 3 quarters in 138, and the time for the mile, 209 and 2. Reach down, 2-3-1-4. 7th race coming up, no changes in race 7. Cheryl K.
All right, David, as we get ready to go here for the next race.
I just threw up Mom up there on the screen. Got to be proud. I was just thinking, watching that winner's circle presentation, those two boys don't know it, but these are some of the best memories I'll ever have. They're out there, brothers, in the winner's circle together. They got their new colors on. You know, they're having some success out here in their young careers. And I just saw them hop on the race bike to go back to the barn area and thought, man, those two, that picture is worth so much to them. Looking back, 20 years from now, they'll think those were the fun times, man.
Anytime you can do something with family that you love, that is memorable.
And to see them grow from last year starting out to now, they both have, fresh sets of colors. They're both getting driving opportunities, on the track all the time, warming up. That's how you get your foot in the door, is by that work ethic. You have to develop work ethic and, offer to work for help people when they need help. And opportunities will come, and both these boys are reaping the benefits of that right now.
Well, let's take a look at the standings. David got 11 points in that race. Everybody else got 2 in that race.
Where are we standing for the night?
For the night, Lisa's still on top with 75 points, but she's only got a lead of 2 at 73. I'm in third with 45. Harold is
he dropped
42.
off, huh?
Yeah, we'll have to average the 2 nights out.
Wait. Didn't Kurt nickname him the closer? And he started out hot, and now he's fading. Well, I guess I'll tell you what, the races aren't over. Maybe he's taking a breather in the middle half. He's going to finish strong,
We're
right?
a little over halfway through for the season. Let's look at scoring. David well ahead with about a 51-point lead at 9:23 of our races that we've done. I'm at 8:72. Lisa is creeping up there at 8:26. And then our other picks.
Combined guest picks, yeah.
Yeah, have not done really well because we had some races we didn't have picks.
Right. We didn't get them in time, or we were busy doing other stuff. And but it's still fun to play along. And when we do have a full night of guest picks, it adds one more name in the hat to see and shake things up with. I need to do some editing on that, don't I?
Yeah, the number there on the purse needs to be 12 font.
No, I need to open up that field.
Yeah.
Because I had to add the geldings. I know what I did, but I didn't realize that one needed changed.
Okay.
We did some technical work today, and we're changing some things, so it's not exactly what we did last night. You'll notice some new. You see the. Ooh, I don't like that. I need to change that, don't I? Under the watermark. Anyway,
that's the other watermark.
We'll figure some stuff out, but we're trying some new stuff, making it a little easier on Steve, so he doesn't have to work as hard over here in the hot, sweaty
and then that
June
puts
nights.
David more work at home. When he's not got a million other things to do.
You do realize that this would be solely my endeavor. You guys have come along and done so much. I feel like I owe you so much that I can take up the slack and do all the heavy lifting and let you guys just enjoy the ride and do what you do best.
What, talk? I'm a pastor. That's what I do best. My wife has given a thumbs up there that talking.
And I'll tell you what, Lisa's a good people watcher. Your wife's a good people watcher, which adds a lot to the broadcast too. Picking up those special moments on the camera, you know, those add so much to our shows.
There's people I wish she'd quit watching. Me. You know, I found out, David. I'll tell this publicly on the air. My wife retired, and I'm in more trouble now than I have ever been in my life. And I think the problem is I have too much supervision.
I was going to say, with more interaction, going to come more conflict, right? When you weren't seeing her so much, it was a lot easier. And she was working at the hospital and stuff, and things were crazy, but.
Yeah, so as we get ready here for race 7 coming up here, $5,179.
Yeah, this is a nice. This is a nice purse because we only have one division in this colt trot, so we're going for a purse of over $5,000.
The winner's going to get about $2,550 some odd dollars.
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take a few. But here's a rundown from.
At the start of the show tonight, at one point we thought Wyatt was not going to make it to the fair this evening. He's been busy today, but he arrived on the grounds right about the time we were having our pre-race ceremonies. His father, David, sent us a text and said he's here, he just got here, and he will fulfill his commitments to drive tonight. And again, he's had a winning streak going at the Jasper Fair dating back to 2022. 7 consecutive racing programs at the Jasper County Fair. 2 in 2022, 2 more in 2023, 2 more last year, and then last night's program, in which he has won at least 1 race on each of those cards. Will Wyatt be able to extend that streak and make it 8 racing programs over the course of the last 4 editions of the Jasper County Fair? We're about to find out.
Well, David, as we were about ready to talk before he does the parade or what's going on here, let's look at the picks for the 7th race.
Handicapping today's 7th race. Looks like I went 1-3-2 on this using Illini Game Day out of Kevin Miller's barn. Getting Wyatt back in the bike helps a lot. My second choice, the 3, Captain Better. My third choice went to the 2 for young Marcus Detweiler and Captain Trump. It looks like Harold also went 1-3-5. Just changing up his third choice there. We'll toss it to Kurt and then bring it back for the Surratt's picks.
Horses are on the track for race 7, the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pace, brought to you by Beck's Hybrid. Number 1 is Illini Game Day. No changes in this race. Illini Game Day is owned by Kevin and Keith Miller and Andrew Miller of Arthur and Sydney, trained by Kevin Miller, the driver, Wyatt Avenetti. 2, Captain Trump, owned by Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, the trainer and driver, Marcus Detweiler. 3, Captain Better, owned by Torres Tucker of Brandon, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, Jaquavian Carter in the bike. 4 is Fox Valley Side Job, owned by Phil Cotton of Fairfield, Randy and Jerry Rigg of Belmont, Illinois, trained by Phil Cotton, the driver, Matt Avenetti. Number 5, JNM Son of Star, owned by Cornelius Cavett of Virgin, Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi, Jordan Patton of Clinton, Mississippi, trained by Cornelius Cavett. Jordan Patton is in the race bike. Always fun to see somebody on a roll and to see how long they can keep the win streak going. But you know what, folks? I'll guarantee you there are not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 drivers that would love to end that streak for Wyatt Avenetti if they can get to the wire before he can here in race 7. That's going to be a tough task because Wyatt is arguably driving not only the favorite, but the heavy favorite here in race 7, Illini Game Day, who has paced some good miles on the county fair half-mile tracks and then uncorked a big one at the Illinois State Fairgrounds on Saturday on the 1-mile track, winning in 1:57.2 with the last quarter in 27 2/5 seconds. Now, if Wyatt does not get the win here, don't forget he's got another drive coming up later in tonight's 9th race. So, will the streak continue, and will it continue right here in this 7th race? We're about to find out. Starter Stacy DeRoos calls for the field for the 7th race.
Let's do picks real quick, David. It looks like everybody picked the 1 and the 3.
Yeah, I got
1,
Harold and I.
2.
Where are the Surratts at on this one?
1, 3, just like you guys.
What did you guys do for your third picks?
I picked the
They
2
are at the
horse.
post, and the gate is rolling.
Captain
One thing is
Trump.
for sure, almost to the
Lisa
person,
picked
the
the 4.
horsemen that we have talked to over the years, the men and women of this industry, if you go up to them beforehand and say, hey, you're on the brink of a record or you've got this win streak going, they will usually just smile and shake their head, and what they will say is those things, they're nice, but the main thing they want is for the horse to come home safe and sound. And I'll guarantee you that is the priority, not only for Wyatt Avenatti, but for everybody racing here tonight. And once that happens, then sure, if the records fall your way or if the win streak continues, then that's just the cherry on top. Right now, 1/8 of a mile from the start, the Beck's Hybrid Race, Race 7. Good to have you with us on a Tuesday night at the Jasper County Fair. As the sun continues to disappear over the horizon back behind the grandstand, the lights go on around this half-mile track. Racing under the lights on a Tuesday night. Here they come. They are off and pacing, and there goes Illini Game Day for Wyatt Avenatti right out for the early lead. But Captain Better has early speed. There's Matt Avenatti with Fox Valley Side Job moving up from third to second and now up to challenge for the lead as they swing off the first turn and head up the backstretch. Fox Valley Side Job on the outside. Illini Game Day is there to the inside. They're door-to-door for the race lead after the opening 1/8 of a mile. Captain Better is racing third along the inside lane. Then J&M Son of Star is fourth up on the outside by 3/4 of a length. Captain Trump last to the 5 lengths off the lead, and the new leader is Fox Valley Side Job, who has made the top, but only briefly because here comes Illini Game Day. 33 seconds for the opening quarter, 33 seconds flat. It is Illini Game Day who's moving up on the outside and quickly reassumes command of this field after 3/8 of a mile. Illini Game Day leads it by 1.5 lengths as they come toward the half-mile mark. Fox Valley Side Job is racing in second. Captain Better is toward the inside in the third position. J&M Son of Star fourth up on the outside, still with one circuit to go here. And then Captain Trump last to the 5, 4 lengths off the lead. Halfway home in the Beck's Hybrid Race as Wyatt Avenatti is in control right now with Illini Game Day. 106-1 for the first half mile, 106-1. Back around the south end of the course they go. Illini Game Day is the leader. The lead is 2 lengths. Fox Valley Side Job is second. The brothers Avenatti go 1-2. J&M Son of Star is racing along in third. Captain Better is fourth, and Fox Valley Side Stride. Fox Valley Side Job made a break after 5/8 of a mile, drops out to last, 12 lengths off the lead. In the meantime, Illini Game Day has given this field the slip and leads it by 6 lengths as they go to the final turn. Captain Trump to the far outside, up to challenge for second. 138-1 the time at the 3/4, 138-1. They come off the final turn. Illini Game Day, the lead is out to 7 lengths, less than 1/8 of a mile to go. J&M Son of Star is racing in second, and then Captain Trump and Captain Better. Here it is, folks. The streak continues. Wyatt Avenatti, 8 straight Jasper County Fair harness racing programs with at least 1 win. The streak is alive and well. Illini Game Day enabled that to happen and won it just over 5 lengths. It was close for second. That'll be a photo for runner-up. Either J&M Son of Star or Captain Trump for that runner-up spot. Behind that pair, Captain Better was fourth, and Fox Valley Side Job after that break at the 5/8 mile mark came home fifth. 2:09 flat, the time for the mile, 2:09 flat. The Beck's Hybrid Race to Illini Game Day will meet the winner in just a moment. And horsemen, you may come to the track with race 8.
Well, David, everybody got the 1 horse, and the 3 horse did not do any of us any good.
Nope.
And the 2 horse got a couple of people some points. The 4 horse, nothing. The 5 horse, Mr. Finn, picked up a point for that. So 11 points for Harold.
But more
on that.
importantly, the streak continues for Mr. Wyatt Avenatti. Congratulations. And we were able to watch Wyatt race today at Oak Grove. We talk about how many miles he drives and how hard he works. There's a 9 a.m. post at Oak Grove, about 4 hours south of here in Kentucky. And Wyatt drove last night at the Newton Fair in Jasper County, was down in Oak Grove today. And you ask why it's so important, why would somebody do that to themselves? Well, he was driving in a race going for $40,000 on a card where there was races at $150,000. the best drivers, best trainers in the world in Wyatt Avenue.
Our thanks to Beck's Hybrid sponsoring the blanket for race number 7. The queen and her court are trackside. Again, our queen is Madeline Rao, junior miss Jordan McClure, preteen Jillian Brandt.
Nice.
Illini Game Day is going to pick up that green and white Beck's Hybrid blanket. Kevin Miller is the winning trainer and co-owner. Keith Miller of Arthur also owns an interest in this horse, as does Andrew Miller of Sydney. The breeder Ernie Lambright, the winning 2-year-old pacer, a gelded son of Some Star Somewhere out of Joyful Game by Sportsmaster. Folks, most of us probably can't remember exactly where we were 3 years ago, but if you were at the Jasper County Fair 3 years ago this week, you saw Wyatt Avenatti kick off a win streak which still continues today, a minimum of 1 win on every single harness racing card from 2022 through 2025 for Wyatt Avenatti at the Jasper County Fair. How about a hand for Wyatt? Wyatt conversing with winning co-owner and trainer Kevin Miller down trackside, who has just picked up the Beck's Hybrid blanket. Race fans calling out to Wyatt, offering their congratulations. Always fun to see the records and the win streaks that unfold each summer on the County Fair Tour. And Wyatt Avenatti of Chrisman, Illinois, has fashioned one all his own here in Jasper County over the course of these last 4 editions of the Jasper County Fair. That's not to shortchange the trainer. Kevin, congratulations to you as well. Well done. Judge, are we official? Here's the full field rundown. It is official. There's Lindora Miller. Hello, Lindora. Nice to see you as well, the wife of our winning trainer and co-owner. Here's the full field rundown. Race 7. From the top, Illini Game Day, the winner. Captain Trump was 3rd. Captain Better was 4th. Fox Valley Side Job finished 5. And JNM Son of Star, the runner-up. The quarter in 33. The half in 106 and 1. 3 quarters, 138 and 1. And the time for the mile, 2:09 flat. Reads down 1:34.52. 8th race is on the way. No changes in the 8th race. Time to play Pick a Winner. Let's go back to Cheryl Kay. Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
We'll rejoin you here on Harness Tube. Got a great shot over there Lisa has on the screen. Stacy DeRoos, our starting judge, out there talking to the Patton family. The Patton stable, they're stabled under that tree you see in the screen. They will keep them cool today by tucking their lawn chairs under that big tree. Their horses are tied to the trailer. They're enjoying fair racing at its finest. And just a little chit-chat with Stacy. Oh, there it is. We got a picture sent in to us. Those of you horsemen out there following know who Kyle Houston is, and Kyle said he needs to start coming to these fairs. It's a lot more fun than sitting at home watching boring at home. But Kyle, we would love to have you. You know these fair tracks about as good as anybody. You grew up on them. We'd love to have you back at the fair sometime, man.
Yeah,
come on out.
This would have been a decently close fair for him to come to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's from Altamont.
Yeah.
But he lives over in Indiana now, so I'm not sure how close that is. He's a something or another. Yeah. But he sent me another text. He said there's some nice horses there tonight at the Jasper County Fair.
Houston living in Hoosierville.
That's your joke. I'm not going to own it. Thanks for following along, Kyle. Hope Amy and all the girls are doing well back at home while you enjoy Harness Tube on your TV.
Well, just in case he's wondering where he needs to come to race next, if he's wanting to come back to Illinois to do some
I'm
racing.
not trying to highlight anything, but those August 2nd and 3rd dates are going to have some pretty big purses with the Downstate Classic for 2-year-olds at Mount Sterling, so that'd be a good one to come out to if you're thinking about swinging this way to race in the Illinois Circuit again, Kyle.
There's that whole slew of races there between Charleston and Altamont.
Yeah.
for him to drive in.
I'm sure he can find a place to crash in Altamont and just go ahead and then drive about 5 days worth in the hometown, in the home area. But
yeah, that Altamont place is a hotbed of racing, and we talked about this a little bit. But I have somebody that I loved working with that shares my birth date. She's not as old as me.
Well,
but part of the Buzzard family down there, Angie Lacrone now, Angie Buzzard, and I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Angie Buzzard is actually a Effingham County Fair queen.
Mom, if you're listening, we have a fair queen.
I have a fair queen. Verify with that for me. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know that Angie and
well, you talk about this, the neck of the woods, and mentioned in the chat earlier was Jane Cross who had the Cross Harness Supply. They had a trailer they brought to the fairs and sold tack. But Jane was a fair board member over in the Richland County Fair in Olney, and she was the fair board director there for 20, 30 years. I don't remember.
Did she say, did they race there?
She wasn't in the chat. Someone was referencing her, said she would know the answer to that, but she wasn't herself in the chat. But talk about fair queens and Mom, and see all these county fairs, all these loops tie back together somehow, don't they?
I tell you what, probably one of the biggest events at a county fair is the Queen Pageant.
It's huge. It brings out friends and family.
Full.
Yes. Don't discredit those pageants. Those are huge events for the fair. And I tell you what, having worked in them for 20 years alongside Mom and seen all that she's done.
Did you have to escort when you were in the day?
I did escort. I can't lie.
Well,
I started as a junior escort, helping the kids out, get them kind of wrangled on stage. Well, then I got to be about 13 or 14, was about 6'5", and I ended up being a senior escort with the big girls, the adult girls after that. And, I helped Mom out for years doing that.
Another part of your history.
I've done so much we don't talk about. I've judged a pageant.
Hey, and your
Did you know that?
Really?
I've judged a pageant, a beauty pageant. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Mom was going to do it, and they had a conflict, and they just said, "Go ahead. Well, would you do it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll write a bio that sounds like I know what I'm doing." But it was a good time. It really was. It was a neat experience. More drama than I ever would have anticipated. It was the craziest. I was told, this is the truth. I was told I could not throw my scoring sheet away on the premises there. I was not allowed to, because they had people in the past digging through the trash trying to find the judge's score sheet because they disagreed with the judging of a beauty pageant. So it's real business judging beauty pageants out there.
Okay.
I do see our truck is leaving, by the way, Steve. That's good news.
Well, that's good news. We'll be able to see for at least the last 4 races or so that corner. Nice of them. Thank you.
We got Harrison watching again. Mom texted me she made it back from a church meeting and she's tuning in to Harness Tube.
All right. Well, you want to handicap this one?
$2,000
$2,000 race, top line, 2-year-olds. For this race, First Financial Bank, 4 horses in this race.
We're getting into the top line now, and the top line's open to the world, as they always say. So not just restricted to Illinois breds. You'll see a lot of different kind of horses in this race. Today's 8th race, we handicapped David. I went to 2-4-3 in this. I like Ike Love's Girl Math here. That horse has a win, 2 starts back at Martinsville, and a nice 217 mile for Ike. And Sean, I think down here in their territory, Ike had a win already tonight. I think they're going to be primed for a repeat here. Second choice went to the 4. One more and kick me out for Clay Simpson. My third choice went to the 3. Shady Maple Credit. That's not Lane out there probably, is it, Wyatt?
Well, I don't know.
I don't see a driver yet, but we'll get you that update as we go. But I went to the Avenatti horse for my third choice. And H's picks, he went a little bit different over here in the 8th race. He went 2-1-4 using the Pink Ice from the Philip Cott stable, owned by Ed Teefee for his second choice. How about the Surratts? Where are you guys picking?
Well, I went 3-2-1. I went with, when I thought Lane was driving it, I figured Lane could get maybe his first victory. Because he's got 1 race under his belt. Right?
One under his belt, correct.
Yeah, I was pulling for you, Lane.
I've got a nickname for him. All he has to do is go out there and win, and he's got a nickname going.
Girl Math second and Pink Ice third. Lisa went with Girl Math first, followed by Pink Ice, and then Shady Maple Credit, the Lane and Avanetti horse. So.
We've got Mikey Rogers' sister in the chat. She said they had a couple fair queens in their family from down around Greene County and Pike County. So, see,
really?
We always find a random topic to land on, and
who
next thing you know,
again?
that was Mikey Rogers' sister, Carmen.
Okay.
I can't imagine Mikey was hanging around the Queen pageants unless he was nosing around trying to find some girl to hit on or something.
Things that we heard about him last night and wrestling and those things, Mikey probably wasn't a junior escort either.
You're absolutely right, and we're getting corrected in the chat. I totally forgot 2 drives for Mr. Lane Avenatti, and he's batting 500 because we were forgetting he won the amateur race at Springfield last year, don't forget.
Oh, okay.
So 2 starts, 1 at Paris last year, 2nd start at Springfield, getting a win.
If he's on the chat, that means he's not on the horse and he's probably sitting by the pool.
Not on the horse anyway, but yeah, Lane has arguably, the highest UDR, the driver's batting average, if you will, in Illinois right now with 500, but...
Go for race 8, the first financial bank race. Top line, 2-year-old trot. Moving to the top line stakes, unlike the ISA races, the top line open to the world. I had a friend of mine kind of chuckle one day and say, open to the world, isn't that kind of a big statement? That's the statement the top line always used in their advertising. Why? Because they wanted to make clear you didn't need to have an Illinois bred. You can race an Illinois bred in the top line, that's fine. They're glad to have you. But if you have a horse bred elsewhere, come right on in. The water's warm. That's always been their attitude. We're ready to have you come and go racing with us in the top line stakes. That's a fair point. That's a fair point, Miss Shin. On a hot day, we would rather that the water be cool. You are exactly right. I would agree.
Another good shot of the barn there by Lisa. Over there, you can probably identify some people.
Yeah, sure. There's Darla back there in the doorway there. But I love those barn shots to see everyone just sitting around and chilling. You know, that's really what the memories are made when you're talking, your friends, those that you've blood, sweat, and tears been on the track in good moments and in bad moments. You know, we're competitors one second, we're best friends the next. It's hard to describe, but the horse community is amazing. And shots like that remind you how beautiful of a sport this is and how beautiful of, the county fair environment can be. I see we have a horse coming on the track. Is that our last starter out there?
Yeah, I believe so.
Good deal. Mom's in the chat reminding me how good Kurt Becker is. We cannot take that enough, guys. We are so generous.
Horses are on the track for race 8, the Illinois Top Line Stakes for 2-year-old trotters, brought to you by First Financial Bank, the blanket sponsor. There we go. Race 8, no changes in this race. But there is a late driver change to report. Number 3, Shady Maple Credit. Ongoing debate in the judges' stand. Lane Avenatti programmed, but we believe, even though we are aging and our eyesight isn't quite what it used to be, that we believe, and it is. Thank you to the starter for confirming that at close range. Is Wyatt Avenatti on number 3, Shady Maple Credit. Okay, they're at the post for the First Financial Bank race. Number 1, Pink Ice, owned by Ed Teefee of Mount Sterling, trained by Phil Cotton, Matt Avenatti in the bike. 2, Girl Math is owned by Nori Nessa and Ernie Sork of Fairfield. Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, trained by Sean Nessa. Isaac Love is up. 3, Shady Maple Credit, owned by 2D Racing Stable from deep in southern Illinois down at Ewing, trained by David Avenatti. It is Wyatt Avenatti driving number 3. And the 4, one more and kick me out, Stephen Maddox of Las Cruces, New Mexico, formerly of the Tex Moat Stable. Steve was a caretaker for several years. Clay Simpson of Fairfield, the co-owner. Clay's the trainer-driver. First Financial Bank, the sponsor of the blanket. Here they come, race 8, ready to go back racing. And away they go in the top line 2-year-old trot. Girl Math off stride. Girl Math made a break at the start. There goes Pink Ice out for the early lead from the inside. And Shady Maple Credit comes away in the second position. One more and kick me out. Gets away racing in third as they swing around the first turn. And Girl Math back on the trot, and she's catching up with the rest. She's only about 5 lengths off the lead as they head off the first turn and up the back stretch. Pink Ice the leader. Pink Ice leads by a length. Shady Maple Credit backs away. That is the first time starter starter, Shady Maple Credit, and drops over to get a good trip in second. Another first-time starter, One More and Kick Me Out, is racing in the third position past the quarter-mile mark, and Girl Math is last of the four as they move toward the north end of the course. Pink Ice is the leader. 34-4 for the opening quarter, 34 4/5 seconds. Pink Ice leads it by a length and a half. Shady Maple Credit is right behind the leader in second as once again the brothers Avenatti, they go 1-2. Here comes One More and Kick Me Out, making a move on the outside. Third, second, now to challenge for the lead. And Girl Math is going to move behind her. So Girl Math, despite that early break in stride, is right back in contention here. Two fillies to the inside, or two trotters to the inside, I should say, and two to the outside. Halfway home in the first Financial Bank race, and One More and Kick Me Out has taken over the lead. One More and Kick Me Out is on top back to the south turn. 1:12-3 for the first half mile. 1:12-3. Here comes a challenge, though. The Indiana-bred Girl Math is up on the outside to challenge One More and Kick Me Out. The Pennsylvania-bred, who's toward the inside. These two are matching strides at the midpoint of the back straightaway. Girl Math has taken the lead. She has gone from last to first, but can she stay there? Because One More and Kick Me Out is fighting right back. Very impressive career debut for One More and Kick Me Out, who's fighting on and will save the ground around the north turn, trying to fend off Girl Math. 1:45-3 the time at the three quarters. 1:45-3. Girl Math is the leader. One More and Kick Me Out went wide, got rough gated, and drops out to last. So Girl Math, as they turn for home, has the lead, and she's got it by 3.5 lengths. Girl Math in front. Shady Maple Credit goes to second. One More and Kick Me Out third. Pink Ice is fourth. Here's the wire. Girl Math from last to first to win it. Girl Math wins it for Ike Love and won it by nearly 2 lengths on the line. It was Shady Maple Credit home second, One More and Kick Me Out third, and Pink Ice was across the wire in fourth. The mile, 2:18 flat. 2:18 flat. Number 2, Girl Math, your unofficial winner in the first Financial Bank race for 2-year-old trotters. We'll meet the winner in a moment. Horsemen, come to the track, please, with race 9.
Another good win for the Sean Nessa stable. Ike Love getting to drive again, the driving win, I should say, again. A pretty good night for Sean as he's reported on that he's in the ICU recovering from an infection. His horses are here in Newton having a pretty good night in his honor. So we wish him a speedy recovery, and we wish the winner congratulations. I threw up on the chat here, and I'm not sure if we're... Oh, really, Lisa? Thanks. I threw up on the chat here. We had someone joining in from Tasmania. I don't know if that's a joke, they're being serious, or if that's really someone watching from Tasmania, but we welcome them and thank them for following along. If you are really in Tasmania, give us a story. How did you end up there? What's going on? How did you find Harness Tube? We'd love to find out. Also in the chat here, we were talking to Steve about fair pageants and horse racing and the crossover there, and it's once again Mikey Rogers is the tie that binds. It seems like his daughter was a junior Miss New Berlin a couple years ago, so it seems like the horse racing community and the pageant community do overlap quite a bit. And never get. Thankfully, Mikey's daughter looks like her mom and not like Mikey. But we want to thank everyone for following along anyway. And the jokes keep them coming in, keep the stories coming in. It makes Harness Tube all the more fun. As we wait for the winner of today.
Well, that makes 2 wins tonight for the owner-trainer-driver combination. Owners Nori Nessa and Ernie Sork of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin. Trainer Sean Nessa, driver Isaac Love. They got a win earlier tonight with Lou's True Lou in the 4th race this evening. We talked about the fact that Sean Nessa has been fighting some health issues. He has been in the intensive care unit down at Carbondale, but the good news is getting the medical attention that he needs. And as they say, sometimes the best medicine is just to get some good news and have something positive to think about. And Sean will have 2 wins to think about as he continues on the mend. As Girl Math, an Indiana-bred filly, wins here in the first Financial Bank race. We appreciate their support of harness racing at the Jasper County Fair. The winner is by Swan for All, who's been a highly successful sire for years in Indiana and a sire of national prominence as well. Out of Online Exclusive, by Yankee Glide. The winner bred by the Kentuckiana Farms of Lexington, Kentucky. 2 career purse starts, 2 career victories, having won back in May at the Cultural Fair. How about a hand for girl math with Isaac Love? And sometime I want to talk to Nori, Ernie, and Sean. I would love to know the backstory on the name Girl Math. You know there's got to be a story there. And I'm going to trust Nori to have the true story on that one. Would love to hear the story. I know this much. That's a nice 2-year-old trotting filly. Congratulations, folks. Girl Math, your winner. And thanks again to First Financial Bank, as their blanket goes to an up-and-coming young 2-year-old trotter. Here is the full field rundown. It's official for the 8th race. Pink Ice finished 4th. Girl Math was the winner. Shady Maple Credit, the runner-up. One More and Kick Me Out was 3rd. 34-4 at the quarter. 112 and the half. 145-3 at the 3/4 and the mile, and 2:18 flat. Reads down 4-1-2-3. Again, 34-4, 112-3, 145-3, and the mile in 2:18. So the 9th race is on the way. Horsemen come to the track. A reminder, contrary to the program, the driver of number 3, Whiskey Lullaby, Travis Seekman. Number 3, Whiskey Lullaby, Travis Seekman is the driver. And the driver of the 5, Lucky Jade, will be Isaac Love. Ike Love drives the 5, Lucky Jade.
All right, David.
Where are we at? What's going on? How are we doing?
We're doing good. Well, some of you are doing good.
Doing better than others?
Yeah. Let's see what that looked like. In that race, you got 12 points. Harold got 13. Ooh. Lisa got 11. She has had one race sub 10 points.
What did you do for these picks, Lisa? Was there something special, some which dance you did, or rain dance or something? Because you got to figure it out tonight.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only race. And she has 96 points. You have 98. So you are ahead for the night. Harold in 3rd, and I'm sitting back there at 61 points, not knowing where my picks are coming from.
Don't feel bad, because I guarantee my first start, I think I finished driving miles probably a 1/4 mile behind the field. So I've been there, Steve. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, but at any rate, we're moving right along here tonight overall. David with the lead of 9:48, widening that lead out to 60 points. He is about 101 points ahead of Lisa, so widening that lead. And my comment the other night is Lisa and I need to grab all the points we could get, because the more races that go on, the further we end up down in the thing. But it's more me going down than, than her.
We need to do something special here. Like if anyone beats me in points for the night, we'll do like a drawing and send out like a sticker or a koozie or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Like the Stump the Schwab type of thing. Remember that from ESPN?
Yep. Or what's the game show that Lisa watches that has the big-headed, educated people on it, the panel of Lisa, what is that? The one guy's a big guy from England that has all this knowledge and so forth. And Masterminds.
I'm not seeing that, I guess.
Masterminds. Yeah. David, you would fall in the mastermind category.
I don't know about all of that.
Lisa says yes.
We've got Lavera in the chat. Fat Man and JJ's daddy, we appreciate you following along, and we appreciate you sharing your boys with us, because we're having a fun time meeting them, watching them grow and develop as horsemen up here on the Illinois Fair circuit.
And so as we get ready here for the 9th race of the night, right?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Just a couple more races to go on here. But, again, I'm going to ask a question. We've got quite a few people that are staying with us through the hall here. Where are you watching from?
Yeah.
I want to know where people are watching us from.
And if you're really watching from Tasmania, that's amazing. That is so cool.
Although I don't want any pictures of where some of you are maybe watching from.
Pools or Cancun or something, vacations.
But
Ozarks, the lake or something. It was Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's been a good night. The temperature hasn't been oppressive. It was hot, but we're here.
The flag is flat.
It got still when the sun went down.
Yeah.
But the temperature dropped about 5-10 degrees, so it's not as.
Really?
Didn't it? Maybe not.
Hey, fat boys sweat.
Absolutely. Hey, I just had to tell Kyle when Lisa put me on camera. I said Kyle sent me a picture of myself on his TV, and I had to say, man, I'm so sweaty right now. I'm sure I look like a mess. But we got Eric Plowman watching from Keosauqua, Iowa. That's back in our neck of the woods, kind of.
Yeah, I like that. Some great places to be watching from. I'm thankful for people out there watching and putting up with the banter. Let's see. Odd question for people. Okay, here you go. Every grocery store back in the day, even when I was growing up, had a coin-operated animal.
Oh, yeah.
So, tell me what animal was at your local drugstore, grocery growing up that you begged your mom and dad to give you a dime back in my day, or a quarter maybe in Lisa's, because she's just a little bit younger than me.
Or about $2.50 in my generation.
Yeah.
It got expensive real quick.
But what was the animal that you rode on in front of the drugstore or the grocery store back in the day, along with where you're listening or watching from?
And I'll share mine because I remember very vividly down in Quincy when I was go down and stay with Aunt Jan. There was two high V's in Quincy. One was on Broadway, one was on Harrison. And she called the one on Harrison Low V. I'll never forget that. But we'd go to Low V, and we'd go in, and there was a coin-operated machine that you rode. But it wasn't an animal, Steve. It was by their pharmacy, and it was a pharmacy delivery van.
Oh, okay, so it could be a vehicle. It
still counts? Yeah.
It could be a vehicle. Yeah. Yeah, I get interested when the pickers, find those things and go down memory lane.
Absolutely.
Do you know why old people like to go to junk stores?
Because it's fun?
No, it's because it actually holds things that we can remember. Antiques, remembering.
It brings back memories, right? It's just like memory lane.
Yeah, it's just like it was yesterday.
Kevin Miller of Arthur, owned by Bert Hochsprung of Elburn, the driver Wyatt Abenetti. 2 Captain Treat is owned by Jerome Daniels of Springfield, trained and driven by Cornelius Cavett. 3 Whiskey Lullaby is owned by Ed Teefee of Mount Sterling, trained by Clay Simpson. Contrary to the program, the driver is Travis Seekman. 4 The Preacher Said is owned by Charles Hurst Jr. of Houston, Texas, trained by Roshan Trigg, Kajavian Carter. The man they call JJ, J-A-I. He is the driver. Number 5 is Lucky Jade. Lucky Jade is owned by Ernie Sork and Nori Nessa of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, trained by Sean Nessa. Isaac Love is the driver. And number 6, Hey Beth, making a first career start, owned by John and Beth Thucuris of Addison, trained by Clay Simpson of Fairfield. Clay Simpson, the driver. A reminder, number 6 will start from the second tier. Getting ready to go, race 9, Maryland's Liquor Cabinet, with a location right here in Newton, the blanket sponsor for tonight's 9th race.
Tim Searle says his wife says a horse at Lake in Illinois was a coin operated.
Yep, I threw that up there. I thought that was good.
Yeah. Just received a text message from Sean Nessa. And Sean sends word that he is indeed watching the races from his hospital bed in Carbondale this evening. He wants to extend his thanks to everyone in the racing community for their thoughts and prayers. He says the friendship in this business means the world to him. And he also wanted us to share that the harness tube crew, that would be Steve Surratt, David Brink, and camera technician Lisa Surratt. Sean says that the Surratts and Mr. Brink are doing an unbelievable job. They are very much appreciated. Without them, I wouldn't be able to watch tonight's races. So, good to get that word from Sean Nessa, who continues on the mend.
Love getting those comments and
those never get old. Those never get old, do they?
Get well.
That's the reason why we do it, folks. Sean, get better, bud. We'd like to see you out here at the races. We miss you in the winter circle, man. But, man, those are the stories we do it. It just start to.
Looking forward to seeing you out on the circuit and being able to talk to you.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much, Sean. That meant a lot.
Let's go to some handicapping here real quick. David picked
We
the
talked
3
about the
horse.
fact that
rest
the
of us
harness
picked
tube crew, the
1 horse.
co-anchors, Steve Surratt, David Brink, are positioned immediately south of the grandstand, and their camera technician, Lisa Surratt, has been positioned in the grandstand. The harness tube crew wanted us to relay to you, the racing fans here in the county, how much they appreciate your enthusiasm for the sport of harness racing. As they told us, they feed off of your enthusiasm for the game.
Great
So
job.
thank you
Great
to the
job,
fans,
guys.
one and all. And also a big thanks to the Jasper County Fair Board of Directors that continues to keep harness racing a prominent part each year of the Jasper County Fair. And we've got more racing to go yet tonight. Race 9 of our 11 lined up and on the gate. The Maryland's Liquor Cabinet top line, 2-year-old pace. Here they come. And the starter has signaled a recall. We talked about the fact that the starter does have that right under the USTA rule book and the Illinois Racing Board rules. A starter can signal a recall. Sometimes it's interference behind the gate. Sometimes it's broken equipment. And sometimes it's a horse scoring out of position. We'll get the specifics in just a moment. 5 and who else? 4. And the reason here was interference behind the gate because the 4, the preacher said, and the 5, Lucky Jade, they hooked wheels as they were coming off the turn to the top of the stretch. So interference as the 4 and the 5, they hooked wheels, as the horsemen say. Outside wheel getting hooked into the inside wheel on the respective race bikes. And that indeed is one of the reasons, according to the USTA rule book, that a starter can signal for a recall. All that means, it's just like if you go to the stock car track and they say we're waving off the start, we're going to give them the 1 to go signal one more time. That's all that means. The starter's going to regroup on the backstretch with this field of 6 2-year-old pacers. We'll give it another try in just a moment.
David, real quick, handicapping. You picked the 3.
3-1-4 here. I'm going with a homer pick. Tiffy gave me a little heads up on this horse, Whiskey Lullaby. Said that Clay said she's been training all right, so I went with that. And Travis picking up as a driver doesn't hurt anything either.
Everybody else went with the 1 horse. Lisa and I picked the 4 horse for second, and then split the 2 and the 3. I took the 2. She picked the 3 for third place. Harold went with the 1-6-3. On this, he's the only one in the place that went with 6 in any of the order there.
I think I'm the only one who threw in the 4 with JJ and the preacher said. So we'll see how this shakes out. These 2-year-old paces can really turn out any which way, as we saw in the recall there.
Well, actually, Lisa and I did the 4 in the second spot.
Oh, did I not?
Yeah,
Whoops. Okay, wrong race.
Hey, when you're a preacher.
Oh, I should have known.
Yeah.
That would have been sacrilege if you didn't pick.
Once again, they are at the post. Race 9, and the gate is rolling. Back-to-back nights with post-time temperatures above 90 degrees. 91 last night, 92 tonight. We thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us at the Jasper County Fair. Here they come, race 9. Off and pacing in the Maryland's. And there goes Making New Friends out for the early lead as they head down into that first turn. The preacher said comes away in good order as they swing around the turn and race toward the back stretch. There goes Captain Treat moving by, though, to take over the second position. Going to bring Hey Beth along with that one. Hey Beth in good order here early on. Gets a good spot, traveling a close-up third. Then Whiskey Lullaby is in fourth position. Lucky Jade is in fifth. And the preacher said got away in competitive fashion, but now drops out to the back of the pack and trails the field. But right there with the rest as they go on by the quarter-mile mark. Making New Friends is on top and leads it by just 1 length as Captain Treat travels along in the second position. 32 and 2 for the opening quarter. 32 and 2/5 seconds. Making New Friends is the leader by a length after the opening 3/8 of a mile. Captain Treat is racing second. Hey Beth travels along in third. Whiskey Lullaby is in the fourth position as they come on down toward the half. Lucky Jade is back there in the fifth position. And finally, the preacher said is last of the the 6 as they go single file halfway home in the Maryland's Liquor Cabinet race in the top line. 2-year-old Pace for a purse of $2,000. Past the glow of the carnival lights and back to the south turn they go, making new friends. Got the opening half mile in 106 flat. It is Captain Treat who's getting a good trip in second. Hey Beth likewise also getting a good journey in the third position. Whiskey Lullaby is in fourth. Lucky Jade is still fifth, 5 lengths off the lead, takes to the outside from there. And the Preacher Said is last of the 6 as they go toward the 3/4. And Making New Friends is the leader. Making New Friends on 6th. Cap racing in second, and Hey Beth is in third between horses. Lucky Jade broke stride. Lucky Jade broke stride while making a bid for fourth, had taken fourth and was going toward third, now drops out to last around the turn, but still on his feet, racing. Back up front, Making New Friends is the leader. Making New Friends leads. 138-1, the time of the 3/4. 138-1. Making New Friends opening up with every stride. 5 lengths to the good. Hey Beth, a solid effort in a first career start. Hey Beth is going to be second, but there's no catching Making New Friends. Wyatt Avenatti for his second win on the card. Making New Friends won it by half lengths. Won it by 4.5 lengths. Hey Beth was home in second position. How about Lucky Jade? After making that break at the 3/4 mile mark, somehow Lucky Jade rallied from 6th down the stretch to finish third. 2:08.4, the time for the mile. 2:08.4. We'll meet the winner, number 1, Making New Friends, in just a moment. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 10.
That one hurts. Wyatt ran away with that one. Hid from the crowd hid from the field on that one. Good race though in the top line for 2-year-old Pacers. Making New Friends. But how about, like Kurt said, Clay Simpson and Hey Beth coming up with a big, strong second. For new owners, John DeCouris of Addison, Illinois. We are glad that they could join us down here in Newton to watch their horse make its first lifetime start. New owners are always an exciting endeavor. And to see a promising race like that will keep them hooked, hopefully, for a long, long time. We have some people chatting from their living rooms back home. Absolutely. And we had Harrison in the chat doing some of my dirty work, telling people to make sure that they like this broadcast as well. It will help the algorithm and all the math that makes YouTube happen.
Once again, our thanks to Maryland's Liquor Cabinet with a location right here in Newton. They sponsor the blanket for the 9th race. The top line 2-year-old Pace, Making New Friends, is the second winner on the night for Kevin Miller of Arthur as owner and trainer, and for Wyatt Avenatti as driver. The winning 2-year-old pacing filly is an Indiana bred. She is by Rockin' Image, and she gets the win in a time of 2:08.4. She won in the top line a few weeks ago at the Martinsville Agricultural Fair. So 2 career starts, 2 trips to the winner's circle, and a driving double for Wyatt Avenatti and a training double for Kevin Miller. How about a hand for Making New Friends? Time for the mile, 2:08.4 of a second. Now the presentation of that blue blanket with the white lettering and trim down trackside, as Making New Friends takes this 9th of our 11 races on the card. Was a winner in 2:07.4 at the Martinsville Agricultural in May. That was on Memorial Weekend. And 2:08.4 here tonight. Went right to the front and never looked back. Congratulations, Wyatt, Lendora, well done. Here's the full field rundown for that 9th race. It is official. Making New Friends was the winner. Captain Treat finished 4th. Whiskey Lullaby finished 5. The Preacher Said was 6. Lucky Jade was 3rd. Hey Beth, runner-up in her first career start. Opening quarter, 32 2/5 seconds. Opening half mile in 106. 3/4, 138 1/5. And the time for the mile, 2:08.4 of a second. It reads down 1:45.632. 10th race coming up, no changes in race 10. Cheryl K.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
All right, David, as we come back, I know you're taking care of business over there.
Taking care of business.
Yeah, every day.
Go ahead.
Does that, at our age, well, I'm not even going to go to that.
Oh. We'll just move on from that.
My wife is giving me a hard time. I edited.
You did. We covered.
Stopped. Yeah.
We are not scripted or rehearsed in any way, shape, or form.
I know where her mind went on that. Maybe I wasn't going there.
Well, you're the pastor, right? You get the free pass.
Oh, folks, we have a blast doing this. If you haven't figured it out, with good people to hang around with. I mean, we have a good time trying to make this broadcast better, even when computers blow up.
Oh,
mistake last night. I closed an ink pen up in the computer, and guess what? It was hot enough. That screen.
The screen junked real quick.
Went bad.
So we're thankful that Steve had the foresight today to open his laptop at the Airbnb. We were able to remedy that. He went and got a new machine, got the files converted, all the updates run, so we could be here broadcasting for you tonight. Had another chat in the crowd here. This came to my phone, actually. Michelle Monier Seal. I said that backwards. Michelle Monier Seal. I can't talk tonight. Michelle Monier Cyril just texted me and said that her favorite ride-on was at the Lloyd's Dime Store in Lacon, Illinois. Would ride, you guessed it, a horse, of course, out there in front of the building. And those memories, as an equestrian, I'm sure that meant a lot to her. So we appreciate her sharing that story with us. And thanks for watching. And save us some of Tim's good cooking, would you please? Got a chat over here. I love it. Anthony Simpson, we talked about him earlier. How cool is that? First-time owners pumped for him. Your horseman's family is pumped for you. This is just cool. Everyone's kind of pulling for newbies and for new horsemen and new owners. So thanks for following along. Congratulations on a good start. I think Steve's got a phone call. I'll go ahead and do some fill work over here, but we want to thank all of our sponsors. I know Steve's got the Simmons Stable up there on the screen. Benita and Tom. Actually, I got into Chat GPT a couple days ago. I wanted to see if I can come up with some goofy jokes to run on air, but I also asked Chat GPT about Illinois horse racing, and it was quick to include in its summary the Simmons Stable and how that for 4 decades they've produced champions and won, races across North America. World champions came out of that barn there in Springfield, and we are so thankful that they chose to help sponsor us and be a part of Harness Tube family. Steve's going to get back in the broadcast now. We'll bring him up into the mix and see what's going on.
Well, that was Angie LaCrone, Angie's buzzard.
Really?
Yeah, Lisa asked the question whether she was the queen or not.
Yeah.
And I accidentally dialed her on Facebook when it was handed to me. So I ended up talking to her, and no, she was not. She didn't run, but she was not the queen.
Okay, well, we still got a good talking point for us out of it. We ended up with all those fun stories.
Yeah, and again, her parents not going to be here trying to maybe hook up with her.
Mike and Diane Buzzard,
comes home for the Effingham County Fair at Altamont, so hoping to reconnect with somebody he used to work with.
That'll be awesome. And the Buzzards, is he up? No. The Buzzards had a big year last year with their horse Lose My Number out of the Cerro barn. It ended up being the 2-year-old Trotter of the Year, or Filly Trotter of the Year. Made a lot of money for them. They had a lot of fun. Won a Night of Champions, which is always the penultimate goal of every horseman here in Illinois.
Okay, let's take a look at some things here.
Okay.
Again, advertise with us. We asked that to help us keep going, but let's get to race 10 here. I'm going to turn him down in my head.
Race 10 handicap, and we only have 2 races to go, so we're in the second to last race of the night. Race 10, I went to a horse that was not in last night, contrary to my error, but Takara's Fire and Isaac Love was my first choice. That's out of his own barn. He trains that himself. My second choice, I went to Marcus Detweiler for his dad and himself. The Shady Maple Bridget, he bought that one and been having some luck with it this year. My third choice, the 3, guided by D-Star young Brandon Lyles, who came up and spoke to us earlier today. Wish him some luck and come through for a third for me. Harold Finn's picks in today's 10th race, he went 1-4-3, so he went Marcus on top. I finished in second, and he used Brandon as well coming in third. So where are the Surratts on this one?
The Surratts are setting both the same on this. 2-1-5. We went with Showstoppin' Jenica in first, followed by Shady Maple Bridget. And then in the third spot, we picked the 5-horse Major Statement, the Darla Martin Lohman horse. And we're really hoping that she can come out of some of the lull that she's been in here the last couple of days.
Catch some fire for you, huh?
Yeah. But points looking up here, Harold is coming back. So Harold up to 81 points. So he is 18 points behind you. You are 7 points behind Lisa. I'm at the bottom with 71 for the night. Overall, you're at 949. I'm at 840, 898. Lisa, 857. So
and I'll run through the post-parade real quick since we're missing it. I don't want to cut over the audio. The 1 is Shady Maple Bridget, owned by MM&D Racing LLC of Charleston. Lester and Marcus Detweiler of Sullivan, trained and driven by Marcus Detweiler. The 2 is Showstoppin' Jenica, owned by Jacob Radel of Edgewood, Illinois, trained by Jacob Radel, and driven tonight by Fat Man Jaquavian Carter. The 3 is Guided by D-Star, owned by Charles Smith of Jackson, Mississippi, trained and driven by young 18-year-old Brandon Lyles. The 4 is Takara's Fire, owned by Perry Tillman of Bolton, Mississippi, trained and driven by Ike Love. And the 5, Major Statement, owned by Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham, Janet Asaro of Hazelwood, Missouri, trained by Darla Martin Lohman, driven tonight by Darla Martin Lohman. We'll toss it back to Kurt, I guess.
Yeah.
TPA sanction poll at 7 p.m. Also, be sure to come out and support the kids at the 4-H auction, 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Friday night, it's the Whippoorwill Rodeo, 7 p.m. That is a dandy. Even those of us who had never been to a rodeo in our life and thought, I don't know if I'll have a good time. Some of us have gone to that Whippoorwill Rodeo in recent years on the fair circuit and had a ball. So that'll be Friday night at 7 o'clock. The Demolition Derby, that is always a popular event, Saturday at 6 p.m. to wrap things up at the 154th Jasper County Fair. At the post, and the gate is rolling for race number 10. Always has fascinated me how the men and women who build and drive demolition derby cars, those cars can get twisted like a pretzel and somehow they keep moving around the arena. That has always fascinated a lot of us. It's not just the driving ability, it's the mechanical skill that goes into the build. Harness Racing, Race 10, Jasper County Fair, Tractor Supply, your presenting sponsor. Shady Maple Bridget out for the early lead. Shady Maple Bridget for the lead. Takara's Fire is gunning out from the outside into the second position. Showstoppin' Jenica comes away in third. Guided by D-Star is in fourth. Major Statement, first-time starter, was off the gate by about 5 to 7 lengths and trails around the first turn and onto the backstretch. And in the meantime, challenge and change for the lead. Takara's Fire is up for the lead. Takara's Fire has cleared with the lead by a length. Shady Maple Bridget is racing along in second. Showstoppin' Jenica is third. Guided by D-Star is in fourth as they go by the quarter, and Major Statement is catching up with those other 4 as they move past the quarter. 31-3 for the opening quarter, 31 3/5 seconds. Takara's Fire was determined to have that lead when they went to the backstretch after that first eighth of a mile, made the top and leads it by a length. Shady Maple Bridget is racing in second position. Showstoppin' Jenica still there in third. Guided by D-Star is in. Major Statement is catching up to the rest, but is still fifth and last, racing about 6 lengths from the front with 1 circuit to go here in the Tractor Supply Company race for Pacers. Takara's Fire is the leader, past the carnival back to the south end. 104 and 2 for the first half mile, 104 and 2. Takara's Fire is the leader by 1 length. Shady Maple Bridget goes second by a length. Showstop and Jenica takes to the outside from third and is 2 lengths off the lead. Then there's a gap of 2.5 lengths back to Guided by D-Star, who's racing in fourth. And then a gap of a dozen more lengths back to Major Statement in fifth position as they three-quarter. Can Takara's Fire hang on for another quarter mile? Still in front by a length, the Shady Maple Bridget. Showstop and Jenica, who's on the outside third. Guided by D-Star is fourth. 135 and 3, the time at the three-quarters. 135 and 3. Takara's Fire has the lead to the inside. Showstop and Jenica is moving up just off the leader's flank on the outside. Shady Maple Bridget is crying out for racing room and tries to find it between horses coming from everywhere in this stretch. Takara's Fire, Shady Maple Bridget on the outside. It's a driving finish. Takara's Fire pulls one out of the fire and wins it by 3/4 of a length. Shady Maple Bridget was home second. It was close for third. It was either Showstop and Jenica or Guided by D-Star for that third spot, and Major Statement was fifth. 2:06 and 4, the time for the mile, 2:06 and 4/5 of a second.
What a race, what a finish. I don't know about you all, but when I heard Kurt Becker say there's horses coming from everywhere, I got chills and had to clap audibly. Those of you who know. That was one of Carl's most memorable calls he would throw out with such enthusiasm and excitement. And Kurt doesn't tip homage to his dad very often. He stands alone on his own as an announcer, but when he throws out those kind of comments that throw some honor to his dad, really means a lot. So what a race, what an exciting finish. Congratulations to everybody. Takara's Fire, the winner of that one. Shady Maple Bridget, Marcus was begging for racing room that mile. I think he got boxed in kind of on purpose there, but that's racing, isn't it? You try to get the most advantageous position you can. Oh, I'm getting distracted here, but yeah, absolutely. What a good race. Tight finish. Brandon Lyles, I was watching him. He didn't get up for my third, although he was only beaten out by a long nose. Put in a good mile, a good confident mile by the young driver out there coming up from Mississippi. I know. I'll take it. That's pretty good start, a pretty good night.
Again, 2:06 and 4 was the time for the mile in race 10 tonight. Tractor Supply Company, the blanket sponsor, Takara's Fire gets the win with a gutsy game effort and gives Ike Love 3 wins on the night to lead all drivers, and he also gets the win here as trainer. Takara's Fire, a 3-year-old gelded son of Catch the Fire. This is an Ohio bred, owned by Perry Tillman Jr. of Bolton, Mississippi. So we talked about the fact that a maiden is classified as a non-winner of a purse race, so congratulations are in order as Takara's Fire picks up a first career victory here this evening. Tractor Supply Company, Horsemen, we have learned this over the years. Be sure to stop by. Visit them online, or better yet, visit their local location here in Newton on South Van Buren, because you might be surprised. If you've not stopped by, they have got a whole line of products which no doubt you would find of interest and useful around the barn if you have a stable of horses. So check them out. Visit them again online or in person. Tractor Supply Company. How about a hand for 3 wins tonight for driver Ike? Ike Love has a productive night here, you might say, with those 3 wins. Again, he leads all drivers here this evening. You've got a driving double for Wyatt Avenetti and a driving double for Archie Buford as well. But that gentleman's atop the standings tonight, Mr. Isaac Love. Here's the full field rundown for race number 10. From the top, Shady Maple Bridget, the runner-up. Showstop and Jenica, third. Guided by D-Star was fourth. Takara's Fire, the winner. Major Statement finished 5. The opening quarter, 31 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile, 104 and 2. 3/4, 135 and 3/5. And the time for the mile, 2:06 and 4/5 of a second. It reads down 2:34.15.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
David, as we get ready for the closing race tonight, we want to thank all of the sponsors, we want to thank all of the donators, we want to thank all of the viewers, and want to thank the wonderful fans and people here at the Jasper County Fair as we get ready to close. As we go into the last race, David got 15 points in that last race, and Lisa and I got 6, Harold with 2. So David pulls into the lead for the night by 2 slim points over Lisa, 114 to 112. I've got Harold's got 83, I've got 77. The overall looks like this. David Brink in the lead, 964. I'm in second, 60 points behind him, and Lisa is just 41 points behind me, so she's 100 behind you.
You know, you say I'm only up by 2, but you ask anyone, you ask any racer, you win by an inch or you win by a mile. A win's a win.
Well, it's no different than a wind-blown home run. Guess what? On the score sheet, it's still
a home run.
A home run. The only ones I dispute are ones with errors in them.
I remember one time whenever they were building the ball diamond in Brown County, the Hornets were playing in Timewell. You know Timewell Field, right?
Yeah.
And Doug was playing. It was 03-04 season, and they were playing Carthage, and the wind was straight out from catcher out to center field, and there was like 12 home runs hit in one game. It was nuts. You'd hit a pop fly, it'd carry 400 feet, it seemed like, but they're still home runs, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It makes no difference. How many times was the wind blowing against the person, and somebody said, well, he didn't get the home run because the wind was blowing in.
Still counted.
Yeah.
He still touched the home plate.
But I'm saying you didn't get the home run. Nobody's saying, oh, the wind hurt him today.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Right, for sure.
So if you're not going to say that, you can't say, well, it's wind dated when it blows the other direction.
Exactly.
As we get ready for this last race, let's talk about our schedule coming up. Again, next week, Monday, Tuesday, we'll be in Rushville, Illinois for 2 days of racing. 6 p.m. start on the 30th. July 1st will be a noon start in Rushville. Come over for that. That's close to home for us. Again, Lisa will be in the grandstands. We'll be in the infield.
We invite you to come to any of these races. Come say hi to us. Join us, whether it be virtually, in person, what have you. We want bodies and eyeballs on the horse racing product in Illinois. We're so pumped to look at the number right now and still see 109 concurrent devices following us right now, which is just a big number if you think about it. We had 150 most of the night, 120 most of the night. And those are all eyeballs on this product who are still watching it, 3 hours later at 9 o'clock at night.
And that's a tribute to the show that the Horsemen put on for people, whether you're here in person or watching online. But again, we want to encourage you that you can't get, unless you're making your own fair food, which homemade fair food is not the same as fair food. You can't get that. You can't get some of the camaraderie. And we put a challenge out there. Take a walk through the barns, introduce yourself, and meet some of the people you've been watching. It's as simple as that. Yep.
It's as simple as that. We got Anthony Simpson in the chat asking, how does one donate, Steve? Well, can we get a slide for that, or can you find it real quick?
I can find it.
Anthony, we appreciate the question. It's very simple. We will take donations via PayPal at HarnessTube, Venmo at HarnessTube. We accept paper checks to P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois 62353.
There you go.
All the information is on the screen. Or if you see us or anyone is at the track, come up and say hi. We take checks, cash, whatever you got. We want to hear from you. We want to know what Harness Tube is doing for you.
So that is how we keep things going on here. We appreciate those donations. We appreciate the advertisers that have come on with us. Most of all, we appreciate all the fans and the support that we're getting from
And we appreciate the old horsemen who we used to know kind of jumping back in the chat and reliving the old days and having a good time. It's bringing the family back together.
Yeah. We're learning some things about horsemen that we didn't know before. on that. What do we got
Look
here?
at that comment.
Scott
would watch us till midnight if we were on that late because he says we're the best. Thanks for keeping Illinois racing alive. That statement is so true, Scott. Thanks for saying alive because we've never died in Illinois. Illinois harness racing is alive and well. We just need racing opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And again, folks, I'll bring this up. Decatur, we need Decatur to happen. That is out-of-state money coming into our state.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's not got his hand out to the state for anything except
private
for
investment,
the license.
300 jobs, $70 million to the Decatur area. I mean, that would be so huge, not only for our sport, but for the Southern Illinois, the whole industry.
Absolutely. As we get ready for the third race here, let's get that up on a better screen than that. We've got 5 horses in this. It looks like everybody but me went with a 5-horse on this major statement, and that's Darla Martin Lohman horse.
Nope, it's Jay's Dakota.
Oh, excuse me, wrong sheet.
I hear
Jay's
Kurt,
Dakota.
though. We'll let Kurt get the post parade, and we'll do our picks after that real quick.
Horses are on the track, headed to the gate for the 11th and final race, second division of the maiden pace. This division sponsored by our friends at Harold Finn Racing. Number 1 is Stacy Bombing Away, owned and trained by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. Contrary to the program, the driver, Jaquavian Carter. 2, Captain Sweetness, owned by Lee Broomfield Jr., out of Rickton Park, Illinois, trained by Mr. Broomfield, the driver, Dennis Bankston. 3 is Gorgeous Stella, owned by Bill Weinberger of Martinsville, trained and driven by Alan Finn. Number 4, Apple Delicacy, owned by Gary Achenbaugh of Eastman, Wisconsin, trained by Jamaica Patton, the driver, Archie Buford. And number 5, Jay's Dakota, is owned by Randall Finn of Hidalgo, William Clark Jr. of KC, trained and driven by Randall Finn. Program tells you that there is a past performance line to be announced for the 4 Apple Delicacy. That one raced on Sunday at the Henry County Fair, way up in Cambridge, not far from the Quad Cities area, and came home with a 4th place finish. Harold Finn Racing, the blanket sponsor for race 11. We talked about Harold. He competed out here tonight as a trainer and driver, picked up a win here last night, and given the fact that he always takes time to sponsor a blanket, we always like to mention the fact, if questions about the harness racing business, if you've ever thought about the idea of wanting to own a racehorse, but you're thinking, you know what, my budget is limited, talk to Harold. Go and talk to everybody at the Harold Finn stable, Harold and Harold Jr. and the gang, and they will be glad to answer any questions you've got. You might be surprised. I know that from time to time, I will talk to horsemen who will say, you know, if somebody's interested in getting in the game, but they don't want to get into a situation starting to pay a lot of vet bills, training bills, shoeing bills, just talk to a trainer such as Harold, and you might be surprised what you learn about what can be worked out. Be great to have you in the game. Right now they are at the post, and the gate is rolling for race 11. Folks, when you're a track announcer, it is a luxury to have a broadcast partner, and we're talking about our master of ceremonies over there in the grandstand. How about a hand for Cheryl K. Ernest? Cheryl, well done. Worked with Cheryl for many years here at the fair when she was working in the racing office and was clerk of the course here, and a lot of memories going back over the years at the Jasper County Fair harness races. Cheryl, always good to catch up and hear your voice on the PA. And don't forget, one more pick-a-winner draw coming up, folks. Race 11 at the post, and the gate is rolling. That is a good question. Here they come. Pacing, check 1, 2. Often pacing they go into the first. And it is Gorgeous Stella out for the lead from the outside, but now Captain Sweetness fights back, and Captain Sweetness will settle against the inside lane and save first turn. It opens up here by a length and a half. It is Gorgeous Stella who now backs away and drops over along the inside lane to draft in behind the leader in second position. Apple Delicacy is moving for Archie Buford, third, second, and now to challenge for the lead. There goes Apple Delicacy on the outside, and Captain Sweetness is there to the inside. That's the side-by-side battle for the lead as they head up to the north end of the course. It is a gap of 5 lengths back to Gorgeous Stella in third. Stacy Bombing Away is fourth, and 33 1/5. 33 and 1/5 seconds the time for the opening quarter. Jay's Dakota is last of the 5 after 3/8 of a mile as they work their way toward the half-mile mark. The final race on the card, the Harold Finn Racing Blanket up for grabs here, and back up front, Captain Sweetness continues to show the way, leads it by a length and a half. Apple Delicacy goes second by 2 lengths. Gorgeous Stella is third by 2.5 lengths. Stacy Bombing Away is fourth by 2.5, and Jay's Dakota is last of the 5. 107 for the first half mile, 107. Captain Sweetness, the leader, as they swing around that south turn after 5/8 of a mile. Captain Sweetness has the lead by a length and a half. Apple Delicacy is racing in second by nearly 3 lengths. Gorgeous Stella is traveling along in third. Then there's a gap of 7 more lengths, a widening gap back to Stacy Bombing Away, who is in 4th position. There goes Jay's Dakota, moving up 1 spot from 5th into 4th. And here comes Gorgeous Stella with Alan Finn. Gorgeous Stella starting to drive up on the outside from 3rd into 2nd, just a length off the lead of Captain Sweetness. 1:39 and 4, the time at the 3 quarters. 1:39 and 4/5 seconds. Captain Sweetness is the leader. Oh, and Gorgeous Stella off stride. Gorgeous Stella was making a bid for the lead and broke stride coming off the final turn, and that means Captain Sweetness and Dennis Bankston are clear. They are going to win the Harold Finn Racing Blanket. It is Captain Sweetness with a front-stepping victory to win it by 6.5 lengths. Now, Gorgeous Stella did rally back after that break to finish a closing second, so a solid effort there. Another good effort. How about Jay's Dakota coming from last to be 3rd, and then a gap of a dozen more lengths or so back to Stacy Bombing Away in 4th. Apple Delicacy was 5th. 2:12 and 2, the time for the 1 mile distance, 2 minutes 12 and 2/5 seconds. Sit tight, folks. One more pick a winner draw coming up. We'll meet the winner, number 2, Captain Sweetness, and we'll wrap things up here with the Harold Finn Racing Blanket presentation in just a moment.
As we wait for Dennis to come back to the winner's circle with the 2 Captain Sweetness, I will just say that last race was nice to see both Randall and Alan Finn on the racetrack in Jasper County. Both of those are legends in this area, not alone just this town or this track, but to see them both out there still doing what they love, racing at a competitive high level, just brings a smile to your face to see somebody. What other sport can you be roughly 70 years old and compete against a 19-year-old? It's just crazy that we do this out here. We race horses. It's a weird game, but it's a beautiful one. And
by the way, a final from the world of Major League Baseball. Final score, Cardinals 8, Cubs 7. Sounds like it was a hard-fought baseball game, a classic game in that long-standing rivalry.
Sorry, Brodsky, if you're listening.
Dennis Bankston is your winning driver in the finale, taking race 11. How about a hand for the winner, number 2, Captain Sweetness? This 3-year-old filly is by Captain Trevor, owned and trained by Lee Broomfield Jr. of Rickton Park. In fact, a homebred for Lee Broomfield Jr. First career victory for the 3-year-old Illinois-bred pacing filly Captain Sweetness, 2:12 and 2/5 of a second. The Harold Finn Racing Blanket now being presented to our winning connections down trackside. And it's been good to see the Finn gang here this evening as they offer their congratulations to our winning connections in race 11. Well done, folks. 2:12 and 2/5. Harold Jr. and the gang, thank you for once again this year sponsoring a blanket. Jacqueline, thank you for all your help in getting ready for the races this week. Much, much appreciated. All right, here's the full field rundown. Then sit tight. We got another pick a winner yet to go here, so we'll get to that shortly. Full field rundown, race 11. It's official. Stacy Bombing Away was 4th. Captain Sweetness, the winner. Gorgeous Stella, the runner-up. Apple Delicacy finished 5, and Jay's Dakota came home a good 3rd. Opening quarter, 33 and 1. The half in 1:07. 3 quarters in 1:39 and 4, and the time for the mile, 2:12 and 2/5. So he's down 4:12.53. All right, Cheryl Kay, take us home.
We're going to pull Steve down, and we're going to pull Kurt down and pull us up. I want to end on a high note there. We just had Lisa get us a great shot of Boo walking away from the winner's circle. And as you saw in that shot photo, the most important thing we can say right now is we are horsemen and we vote. I want to keep a reminder that everyone talk to your legislators, your House reps, your senators. Let them know we will push this bill. Kurt's thinking our audio guy. But, yeah, if you're in the horse industry, call your House rep, call your senator. Let them know you support horse racing. Let them know you support downstate horse racing because we know you're out there. We see it. So thanks for following along, everybody. I'll toss it back to Steve. You want to throw anything in here?
Final things here. David wins the night with 116, followed by Lisa at 113, Harold 86.
Close.
And myself at 80. For the overall, for the three of us, 966 for David, 907 for me, 864 for Lisa, but we got a lot of racing left.
I don't know about Harold being the closer anymore because I cleaned up today after yesterday he wins.
Harold only had half the races, double figures. Lisa and you had a great day. You had 3 one-digit picks and 3. So we thank you for that. With that, we're going to say good night, goodbye, and God bless.